Hey everyone, we'll be starting in a moment. I am just getting everything set up. Okay, from there. Close that. That. Connection seems to be good. Voice is being picked up. I think we are good to go, so let us begin. Hi everyone, welcome to another stream of Ace Attorney Investigations. Sorry, I was stretching when I was like about to say something. But yeah, we are continuing with Ace Attorney Investigations. We are currently on case 3, where we are dealing with a very bad dog. His name, I can't remember right now, but he's the guy who has a pack and everything. He's a wolf guy. He's a bad dog. But yeah, we are trying to find out what's going on with this whole kidnapping case. Apparently, the guy that was kidnapped just walked on in. He's like, "Help me!" We did some investigation. Apparently, the thief that's with us just has a high-tech gadget that just creates a simulation of the crime scene. So, I'm surprised that she just has this, and normal governments or anything don't. But here we are. We're going to see what we can learn from the guy that got kidnapped, who his kidnappers were. I'm just going to call it that he probably faked his own kidnapping, because otherwise, how in the hell did he just escape? And yeah, we're going to see what's going to happen. We did a lot of other stuff. Old Bag came back, which is just great. At this point, I'm just expecting everyone to come back. Like, we're going to get Butts to come in at some point. Maybe he's dressed up as another mascot. But we'll see. Other than that, hope everyone had a nice weekend. Mine was okay. I wish I had kept up on my sleep, but nope. I haven't. Oh, man. I was looking forward to something on Saturday, but it ended up falling through. I'm hoping this Saturday we can, but that won't be on my channel. That'll be on someone else's, and that'll be late, so everyone will be in bed in, well, my country. Hey, Raphatron. That's not this case. What? No, the Zeng Far guy's the bad dog. I don't know what you're talking about. As soon as you get control, run as far right. Oh. I haven't even started yet. Really cool. Miserable stuff. Old man stretches. Hey, not old man stretches. I just didn't stretch before streaming. Agent Littleford. Who? But yeah, we're going to see what we can get up to, how much we can get done today, and hopefully I can do voices. So, without further ado, let's get to it. If I can find it. There it is. Ow. Loading. Oh, background! Okay, showing up on there, sounds to be picked up, everything seems to be okay, so we are good to go. Alright, let's go, continue. Yes. March 13th, 2:34 p.m. Wild Wild West area. Wild Wild West. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. What was the name of the actor? Will Smith. A giant mechanical spider. Looks like we got the boot again. With Lance safe, the focus of the investigation will shift solely onto the murder. You mean the infighting between the kidnappers? Yes, and also the identity of the remaining kidnapper. Miles, my boy. It's the Earman. Tell me it's true. Tell me you really found my boy. Yes, Mr. Romano. We found him earlier in the stadium. I can't remember what voice I gave you because you were there for like a few lines and that was it. Then my little Lance is unhurt. He's not exactly the picture of perfect health, but his life is not in danger. He's being questioned right now by Agent Lang. That's his name, Agent Lang. Poor Lance. It must have been so horrible for him. Locked up like a... Whee! Every time. You're so small. You're like a head shorter than me. Excuse me, but if you could just let me through here. Sorry, I cannot let anyone through. Agent Lang's orders. I suppose I'll have to deal with this impasse for now. I've got you now, vile criminals. I think the kidnappers would have a better sense than to try hiding these. I believe we already had this discussion. I was only joking. I don't really think that the criminals would be hiding there right in front of the two officers. Golly! Still taller than Apollo. I certainly hope not. Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Good work, officer. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth. I thought you wanted to talk with Mr. Amato and Miss Pops. I do. Perhaps I should start with them before I do anything else. I'll do them as the last thing. There's just an outline here now. Oh, this is... Okay, that goes back to the entrance. Hello. This man looks suspiciously like the precinct. Look at that lovely smile at the Blue Badger's face. It's looking at me. It's make it stop. It's scary. It's all right, dear. You want to know something? I was the one who created the Blue Badger. See, look at his eyes. Don't they look just like Daddy's? It's scary. It's scary because they do like yours, Daddy. Well, that was rather depressing. I think I'd better leave the two of them alone. She's all dressed up in this stuff, and I get the feeling that she was forced into it by her father. Why is the Blue Badger here, too? Are you deathly allergic to him or something? It's not that. It's more that the half smile on his face is really unsettling. She's disturbed by the half smile. I'm more disturbed by its movements and how it managed to obstruct an investigation. Does it still have the handprint on it? I don't think so. I think they cleaned it. To think they were but a hotel, and now they have their own safari park attraction. Talk about a veritable goulash of rides and attractions. There's so many of them, you think they'd have a ninja house. Like one of them buildings with a zillion secret places to hide in. Those are fun. Well, they don't. Hey, how can you be so sure? Oh, I know. I bet they really do have one, but it's hidden in a real ninja fashion. Coming out, Ninja House. I know you're around here somewhere. We gotta speak to Mr. J. I can't do this accent at all. I'm gonna try, though. A hidden ninja house. Next, you'll be looking for a lost pirate ship. And then they'll have an epic battle to determine who's better. Oh, hey! It's Phoenix, Maya, and Pearl. Why are they here? They say that couples who cross the bridge together will find happiness. Also, the Gatewater Land pamphlet says, but then I don't put stock in hearsay. But you'd think that they'd already be happy because they'd be able to come here together. Logistics aside, I wonder who came up with this tale and when. This bridge doesn't look old enough to be the stuff of legends. Well, some things are better left uninvestigated, don't you think? Ignorance is bliss. Why is my husband out on the water like this? And with our children. Typical. I never got told. I'm imagining just Edgeworth going, wee, jumps in. Right, it's me. Edgeworth? What are you doing here? So this must be the blue Badgermobile that Officer Meekins was driving. He said it was stolen, didn't he? Don't tell me you were the one who stole it. What the heck are you talking about? I don't even have a license. I'm too young. She's 17, so she shouldn't be. Yeah. It's illegal to drive a car without a license. A great thief doesn't break the law. If I remember correctly, I think in the UK you could drive at 16? Or learn to drive? I know some places are like, no, you need to be 21. That man, it's me. This little girl has a very odd understanding of the word law. Alright, let's talk. Oh, did you know? I really love this kind of chair. Oh, I'm talking to the chair, I guess. Wait, it rocks back and forth. When I grow old, I will plan to sit on these rocks or blah blah. Weird accent. The day away every day. You don't have to wait, Mr. Edgeworth. You're at the just right age for one. Do I really have to project myself as someone of that age? Lanzamano. 15 for a permit and a year after that to drive in most US states. Oh, okay. In Japan, it's 18. Yeah. Miles, my boy, I can't thank you enough. It was nothing. I didn't really do much anyway. He just sort of stumbled on across us. I'm still shocked over what happened. Oh, I'm still in shock over what happened to Oliver. But I have to say, I'm relieved that Lance is alright. Oh, that's right. I mustn't forget to pass this on to Lance as soon as the police are finished with him. A letter? Dear Lanzamano, may I come see you again, your beloved Viola. Why is it written like a murder letter? Different classes of vehicles have different requirements. I mean, I know you got the car license, you've got a motorbike license you got to get. I know you got a forklift, probably heavy machinery. The way a lad's being chased after by women reminds me of someone I know. I almost can't believe he received yet another love letter, you know. Viola Cavadarini. Oh! Yeah, from the other game. Yeah, I remember now. I'd forgotten her first name. You just say Cadaverini and I'm like, oh, wait, yeah. Yeah, take a look for yourself. Isn't this a breach of confidentiality? He's not a doctor. It's a very simple love letter. Oh, hey, let me see. That's really weird. Tenderlender Loan Company. It's from a loan company, Tenderlender. Looks more like a collection bill to me. Let me have a look at this thing. Is that a sort of smiley face in the post there? Post-it stamp? Oh, that looks like something with quite a bit of value. But then all things have value attached to them. Only by probing deeper into the unknown can we become true wonders in this world, Miles. You gave this to me! I'm trying to ask you about it! Thanks, but knowledge isn't what's going to make me a winner here, it's information. This was found on the body of your butler, Oliver. But what strikes me as odd is the name engraved in the back. Colin Deveray. Oh, Colin Deveray? Elder Dalen? He's so sad, he's got it mixed all up in his mind. I don't know why this accent's going. I need to drink, one sec. Okay, let's try this again. I understand, but that last one wasn't even close. Oliver, he served me well for such a long time. What am I going to do without him? I'm afraid my money will continue to be dampened by my tears in the long nights ahead. Just what sort of operation is this? They would have allowed their valuables to be stolen. It's a disgrace to the way the businesses are run everywhere. Well, the thieves by nature generally tend to target these types. Stealing Stealing is an abominable behavior, don't you agree, little miss? Yeah, the worst. Am I going to have to add hypocrite to the list of things you are, Missy? She's just playing along. Seeing that badge reminds me of Manfred. I believe I already talked about this. So I am going to skip. So do I have to speak to each of them separately? Yes. He loves me not. He loves me not. Oh, that's the 12th one. No, you can't give up, Lauren. Just one more try. Excuse me, but I can't help feel but a bit sorry for all the flowers you've gone through. I suppose. If they were then... How do you make a blush noise? I believe you said that you are Lance's girlfriend when we first met, correct? Yes, I am, but... Oh, it's not like we both think of each other as lovers. But that he did give me this ring, so I guess we're just friends for either. I mean, because this isn't just any ordinary ring. It's a tasty one. It tastes so sweet when you lick it. Ah, it's so wonderful. You mean to tell me that he gave you a lollipop ring? So which is it? Have you guys not decided if you're going out, or is it just one-sided? Decided? Shouldn't the parties involved naturally just know? Not necessarily. My father used to work for Mr. Romano, and so Lance and I grew up together. I said that out loud. She's turning into a Southern Belle. I don't see how that's anything to be embarrassed about. Sudden brain blast. What if she was in on it? She's one of the criminals and she was working with the brother or the son. No, who's the brother? I'm making stuff up now. All the others taste like pennies. I don't know what ring sweets you've tasted, but that sounds bad. The last time I had a ring sweet, though, was like ages ago, so maybe they've changed. I don't see that's anything to be embarrassed about. So your father was an employee of the Amano Group? What did he do? He's dead. He was over there. I heard his job was to fly around the world. On a Pegasus. Pegasus? Oh, Pegasus was the name of the airplane. The airplane belonged to the company. You had me there for a second. But now it's all changed. My father, he isn't around anymore. Oh, I see. About 10 years ago, he rode in on Pegasus off of somewhere and never returned. Riding Pegasus to whereabouts unknown. Sounds like the stuff legends are made of. It's been so long. I don't think I'd recognize him even if he were to ever meet again. Oops, all obvious. I'm so sorry, Lauren. But I won't give in to the sadness. I have to live. Yes, Lauren, live. About this incident. Incident? But isn't the kidnapping already over and dealt with? I've been here the whole time. I've been here the whole time. I don't know. We're on a game show. So I'm afraid I don't know much about any other incident. How did you come to know that Lance had been kidnapped? Oh, that's because of my woman's intuition. You based everything on that. I know everything when it comes to my Lance. It's really strange. It must have been destiny. It's just blush noise. She started fantasizing again. What are we going to do now, Mr. Edgeworth? Well, I mean, she literally said Pegasus, and this is a sort of Pegasus. It's a horse, so maybe we'll find wings to go along with it. I don't know. Maybe it's got hidden wings. It's the victim's pendant, which is shaped like a horse. It's got a real dignified look on its face. It makes it worth all the more. Oh no, Mr. Edgeworth. What? Did you find an important piece of evidence? This is made of platinum silver. That makes this thing super valuable. I've seen this type of jewelry in a lot of stores before, so I know when I see it. There's a ton of these? Okay, if you ever laid so much as a finger on these pieces of jewelry... What, me? I'd never do something like that. Is it possible that she has never wanted to steal from a jewelry store before? The name Colin Deveray is engraved here. I really admire people who carve their own names into a pendant. Oh, and why would that be? I'm trying to see if there's like a snap-on point, but there doesn't seem to be, so maybe I'm wrong on the whole wing thing. Maybe it's related to the Pegasus. I don't know, maybe he's a brother of the father. You have no imagination, Mr. Edgeworth. Did you ever think that maybe what people want to have are their loved ones always nearby? It's not as if they've had a wedding band, and I have no interest in accessorizing. I suppose. Anyway, you know what? More than wearing flashy accessories, I'd rather be engraving my name into every treasure I can find all around the world. A sign of affection is one thing, but blatant vandalizing is a bit different. Also, that'd make her a very terrible thief. She'd be found out easily. Spin! What are you going to do now, Mr. Edgeworth? We already established that there's a good chance the killer is the other kidnapper. It's my duty to figure out who this other person is. I believe there is one location that might hold a clue or two. Kidnapper's hideout, the crime scene, the isolation room. Aren't these all the same thing? The obvious location is the kidnapper's hideout. We're still not allowed in, remember? Agent Lang and his men should be done with this area. Starts giving her thief lessons. Yeah. Agent Lang and his men should be done with this area. In that case, there is no harm in asking that officer over there to let us in. We're talking about you, yes. Let me in. I'm already behind you. What do you have to report? Sir, nothing unusual or out of the ordinary, sir. Where have I heard redundancy before? Is it possible for you to let us take a look around inside? Sir, roger, sir. That was surprisingly hassle-free. Are you certain? Didn't Agent Lang order you not to allow me in? Sir, that's true, sir, but Detective Gumshoe asked me personally to let you in, sir. And I couldn't refuse a request from him. Looks like Detective Gumshoe has a following. Furthermore, I was asked to give this document to you, sir. What is this? The man in this picture isn't that Oliver Deacon? Colin Deveray, sex male, dominant hand right, 5'8", height or weight 123 pounds. Who weighs in pounds? Whereabouts unknown after his escape from Penny Dent prison. Is that supposed to be pendant? Oh my god! Stole a gun from a guard during his escape. We thought he might have headed for where his wife and his sole daughter are, but despite our surveillance, he has yet to show up. But the name here says Colin Deveray. That's the same name as the one on the back of the pendant. It appears that Colin Deveray was his real name. Oh, what's this? He was convicted in a case 10 years ago and sent to prison. What? Then what was he doing here? Apparently he broke out of jail and then just vanished. He must have become Oliver Deacon to cover up the fact that he had escaped as felon. Even though he looked exactly the same, simply changing his name made him hide. Maybe penitent? Maybe. I'm not sure what's going on anymore. Is there some kind of link between the victim's past and this current case? These police documents are rather detailed. I should take the time to give them a thorough read eventually. It's fine. Let's focus on one thing at a time, starting with the kidnapper's hideout. Yeah, I agree. We should investigate first, think later. More than thinking things through, I think you should try remembering things first. Now then, if you could please unlock the door, officer, even though this is an open doorway. It was locked up until a while ago, but since then the door's been wide open, sir. I'm not sure I follow what it is you're saying. Care to explain in a bit more detail? Sir, the door was locked down tight when they went to check onto the room. So they about got 10 officers to help out and break the door down, sir. I see. I guess that means I get Lang's leftovers. Well, let's see what we find. Oh boy, broken mirror. So this is where the kidnapper planned their foul deed. The criminal. Well, you were tied up there for a while in the room next door, hee. The flat way of reading that. Kay, please. Must you bring that up again? Now then, down to business. There might still be some clues left in this room. Let's try to find out where we can from the other kidnapper's identity. Woo, investigation! Oh, whoops, didn't mean to talk to you. So this is the room next to the one we were held prisoners in. You know, I took a peek in here through the door from the other room. As did I, Kay. Anyway, if this room was truly the kidnapper's hideout, then that means there should be some clues to their identities here, right? I don't know if there are, however their probability is quite high. I believe a thorough combing of this room is necessary. That's it? You tell me to read it and there's just the one page. Ooh, they have barrels like these just outside. Yes, and? Well, I know I already asked you when you were out here, but if these were real, what would you put in? There's an expectant gleam in her eyes that I'm about to dash. Kay suddenly turns into Michael Jackson. Hey, there's a trap door in this room too. It's not a trap door, it's an entrance to an underground passage, Kay. I know that. The door leading to the outside world was locked, so Lance must have escaped this prison through here. Unused folding chairs lean against the wall in their folded state. Wow, whoever lined these up did it perfectly. They're not even a single hair off. I feel bad using these because if I'd be like stealing the perfection away. I suspect it's more like you wouldn't want to be the one to put them away. Watch out, Mr. Edgeworth. It's a broken mirror. It probably came from the haunted house. Hey, Swordmaster, welcome. Edgeworth plans to destroy her dreams and her hopes. Yeah. Here for a short while, that's alright. Always good to have you. Why is this here? Are they planning to repair it? A sign advertising the photo rally. Something I have absolutely no interest in. Yeah, but I do. And I'm going to get my hands on the rest of the Badger family, you'll see. Oh, excuse me. She finally brings a decidedly different atmosphere to a criminal... Damn hiccups. Investigation. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious look and cry. Your words. Cheap styrofoam cups. Looks like there's only 3 cups were used. There were 3 people. I wonder what this key is to. You got me. It reminds me of the key we found in the other room. Annual Patreon option when? What are you talking about? You mean you want a year's worth? I don't even know if that's a thing. I'd have to look that up. As I think that's something that Patreon would have to do. It reminds me of the key we found in the other room. That's it. This must be the key for one of those trapdoors. That wasn't a trapdoor. You can only call it one because you quite literally jumped into it. Hey, but isn't that what you're supposed to do when you see one? No. You could break a leg. I'm not leaving having this conversation with you. A poster of the Gatewater land is stuck on this wall. Intrigue, fun, prestige. Gatewater land has it all and is waiting for you. Is Edgeworth acting the same way as he does in normal Ace Attorney trilogy? I believe so, yeah. Typically they give you a discount if you pay it for a year rather than monthly. I don't know. I've never seen a thing that's for a year. Like Patreon support. I've seen it for monthly. It's not especially catchy, is it? Chair. Folding chairs, by the looks of it, they were probably used by the kidnappers. There are 3 chairs set around the table. Is that no, that's just part of the chair. I thought there was a thing here. It's just the leg of the chair. I don't know why this looks weird. I think that's everything we can look at, so back out. This must be where they dispose of old and worn-out costumes. That's so sad. It would seem that they throw the costumes away in pieces. There was a trash bin of old and useless costumes. It's missing a gun, because that is the Bad Badger's outfit. Beyond this door is where the kidnappers held you after getting a jump on you. Must be you keep reminding me. But it's the room where I got to see your awesome face. You didn't need to remind me of that mortifying moment either. There's a badge up there. Oh, wrong button, it's left bumper. 3 pieces worth of them were set up. It's very likely that the kidnappers sat in these. They were on top of the table. The coffees looked like they were poured or what today. This duology is his transition from Trilogy Edgeworth to Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth. I straight up forgot that he became Chief Prosecutor. Right, yeah. The common denominator between the cups and the folding chairs is the number 3. Speaking of which, the number of missing costumes is also 3. Well, actually, there's 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7. Wait, but I thought there were only 2 kidnappers. Indeed, something isn't adding up, literally. Is it possible there is a 3rd kidnapper that Lance didn't see? Oh, I just noticed there's something down here. The options button is hiding it. What have we here? It looks like a sword. A broken sword. Oh, my favorite franchise. The famous here's 3 things that connect, but don't do it wrong in the wrong order or you're screwed. What? I hope not. Strange. Why would it be broken like that? Found lying next to the door, half broken cleanly in half. Swords don't usually break on their own. That's true. Alright then, let's think about it this way. Maybe it broke when someone was trying to use it for something. Hypotheticals aren't going to get us anywhere. Perhaps we should think more on this later. I mean, you got hit on the head, Edgeworth, so I think that would probably be why. This door is thoroughly broken thanks to the police officer who forced it open. I won't rest until I inspected every cook and knew. That doorknob handle thingy is looking pretty beat up. I suppose that's what happens when 10 officers break their way in with brute force. Hey, that's odd. The lock on this is completely fine. There's not a single dent. But how is that possible after what the officer told us? Yeah, if the lock had been in use when the door was busted down, the lock itself would be completely wrecked. So the lock on the door leading to the outside is undamaged. But how can that be? They put the sword in the door handle to keep it locked. I think I see what happened. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. The panel that hid the entrance to the underground is propped up and open wide. Be careful of where you step, Kay. Only fell in that other one opening once, you know. Looks like it was for prying rather than cutting. Maybe. Combine! It's a bit strange the police had to force their way into a locked room. One look at the pristine door lock and anyone can see that it was not in use at the time. But the policeman outside said that it took 10 men to get it open. A door that was locked tight despite it being not locked at all. It can only be because of this. Oh, you mean... Yes, it was used to jam the door. Here, take a look at the door handle. Do you see how the handle is completely destroyed? So that's how the sword broke. Yay. Why was a flash? I thought that we might uncover the true identity of the kidnappers, but instead we've only uncovered more questions that need to be answered. What is it? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, am I correct? What are you doing, suddenly popping out of the secret entrance like that? This is an underground passage used by staff members, sir. We badgers also to make use of it for our duties. Look, why don't you just get out of there first and then we'll talk, okay? I beg your pardon, miss. This is the one that hit me. I'm scared. Proto-Badger, get! Alright, one more to go. What are you getting all excited about? Did you forget the photo rally? Duh! See, look, now all I have to do is get a picture of the bad badger and I'm done. Ah, yes, I vaguely recall a contest or something of some sort. You literally read the banner that says photo rally right next to you. What? It's gone. Where did it go? What happened? What's wrong? A bad badger costume is missing, sir. Oh, is that all? Well, it's missing because the kidnappers stole it. I heard about how they were stolen, but they said that only 3 of the costumes have been taken. What? Is he saying that more than 3 of them are gone? Proto-Badger, please tell me more about these costumes you use. Every single time I get control, I have to do that. It's just an impulse. What do you mean by a bad badger costume is missing? Why, what I just said, sir. We are 1 badger short. Counting the spares, we have 2 each of costumes on hand at all times. Okay, so because of one of them is walking around the park, the other should be in that room. Actually, both of them should be in that room. Huh? What do you mean? Normally, we don't use the bad badger costumes. In fact, we only use them during a certain event at set times each day. It's the stage show where the bad badger wreaks havoc around the park. Just Proto-Badger looking like an eldritch horror, just like squaring up to punch a guy. And the other badgers must work together to apprehend him, sir. I'm speechless that such a show exists. Bodger. Yeah. Do you recognize the speech pattern? Is it gonna be Meekins? I hope not. Or maybe it's gonna be Gumshoe. Well, sir, I was just trying to explain to you the only time we use that costume. And doesn't that make it near impossible to take a picture of the bad badger? Personally, I can't believe that it's this close to showtime and there's no costume. Oh dear, what am I to do, sir? All this because basically means that the kidnappers stole 4 costumes in total. Then are you saying there are 4 kidnappers? No, I do not think that's very likely. Oh? I don't know why I went with that voice, but sure. Recall the costumes for a minute. The stolen ones, you mean? What proves that a 4th kidnapper does not exist? Woo. Take that! If you had 4 people and you wanted to steal a 4th costume, wouldn't you naturally go for the full set and steal a pink badger costume instead? Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, unless they didn't like the colour pink. And yet the kidnappers decided to steal another bad badger. I believe the culprits needed 2 bad badger costumes, but the question is why? A 4th stolen costume by the 3rd-person or 3-person kidnapping group, but where's the other costume? That's the bellboy? Really? His posture, yeah! It does kind of remind me of the bellboy now that you mention it. I'm capturing more of his posture than his voice, or his voice lines. Oh, whoops, I didn't know there was going to be more. I was wondering if you don't mind. Mr. Proto-Badger, how did you know my name? You're pretty famous, sir. I wouldn't think that most people would know who you are. Famous? Me? Absolutely, sir. You're always very active in the community, I hear. Well, I didn't know you were such a celebrity, Mr. Edgeworth. I feel like I've met this person before. Maybe it's just my imagination. Bellboy. I'm giving him this voice because he knows how to put on voices, because he's been at this park for a while. The 2nd bad badger costume. I believe it may be closer at hand than we think. What are you talking about? He loves his affidavits. that costume in the trash. Wouldn't you say that it's wearing some very telltale pants? Hey, you're right. Let's get it out of there and take a look. As I suspected, it's a bad badger costume. Well, minus the head. I won't rest until I suspicious nook and cranny inspected. Immediately notice this. Oh, whoops. Is this spot connected somehow to the evidence I hold? No, not yet. Look, its hand is hurt. It looks more like something was ripped off of it. I wonder why this badger's costume's right hand is torn up like that. Huh, maybe it's a flesh wound from a fight with the blue badger. I always knew the blue badger was one fearsome beast. Badger. But mascots are silent. Why would that help them do voices? I mean, they weren't silent. We literally spoke to them at the entrance. But I get what you mean. They're supposed to be, yes. I somehow doubt that even real badgers are as bloodthirsty as that K. I mean, if you haven't seen badgers, if you don't know that. This has got to be related somehow, maybe? Or maybe the head does.
Eureka!
This is a clear contradiction to the facts. Huh? What are you talking about? Are you going to fill me in or not? Oh, wait, maybe it's not quite so clear. Even so, it's still a contradiction, right? Or it might not be. You're acting really weird, Mr. Edgeworth. Just tell me if it's a contradiction or not. Ugh, my apologies. I got too excited. There is definitely something off about this costume. If only I could envision the truth in my head. If one stitch closer. If only I could use my brain. Can I actually investigate? No. Do, 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 do. Honey badgers don't give a shit. Yeah. They'll destroy you.
Eureka!
I believe what we have here is an inconsistency, because I was looking for the gun, and the only thing that mentions the gun is the booklet, so I just went, let's just show the booklet. Between what? Look carefully. Our costume is not holding something in its right hand that it should be. Huh. Oh, the gun! Precisely. The bad badger was designed to always hold a gun in his right hand. However... You there, did you remove the gun from this bad badger's right hand? No, I did not, sir. The gun is supposed to be securely attached to the costume. As I thought, the rip itself confirms my hypothesis about the gun was forcibly removed. Mr. Proto-Badger, the gun is, of course, not a functioning weapon, correct? Absolutely, sir. It's just a model gun. However, it can fire blanks. We need to use them for the stage show. I see that our kidnappers have also the need for the model gun. My care costume friend, my dear. Wait, shouldn't a gun that can fire blanks also be able to fire real bullets? Because aren't the blanks also the same size as a normal bullet? I mean, but blanks are still kind of dangerous. What was that? There was a one story where a guy got shot with a blank and died still. And that was at like point blank though. So it's still dangerous. Was ripped from the bad badger's costume. It's capable of firing blanks. Woo! Guess it's just 1978 then? What? I mean, I don't have to confirm anything. I would prefer if you don't ask. Not that I want to hide it, it's just, you know, it's kind of a personal question that I don't want to talk about. I just don't want to talk about right now. We're doing this. I think we're done with this room. So what next? Well, we found a few answers. But there are still a few things left that we have to ask a certain person about. Let's go, Kay. Let's go, okay? 3:34 p.m. That was what? Half an hour we were in there? Game time wise? Mr. Edgeworth, sir. You gotta hurry, sir. Come on. What is it, detective? They found a blue budget costume down in front of the main gate, sir. What? Isn't that one of them kidnappers was wearing? Bingo! That's why you gotta come to the main gate right with me right now. If we hurry, we might still be able to get there before Wolf Boy does, sir. Alright, let's make haste to the main gate. Oh, okay, that was a very short episode. Save, yes. Save again. March 13th, 3:45 p.m. Where's the costume, Detective Gumshoe? Just on the other side of the fountain, sir. There's the wings. Was it out here in the open all along? No, it was just discovered in the tall grass back there. We moved it out here in order to examine it more thoroughly. Then let's get down to it. I won't rest until I inspected new crackly-doo swooshes. This headpiece. This must be the blue badges Officer Meekin crossed paths with. Ooh, the nerve of some people throwing in a badger away like this. I worked so hard to create this character, it's like my baby. How could someone do this, sir? How? Detective, how about channeling your anger towards finding the culprits? Good idea. Oh, wait, till I get my hands on... So who are they, Mr. Edgeworth? Why don't you try figuring out yourself for a change? Why do I have to do the work of a police officer? What do we have here? A very low-resolution pair of wings. Oh, it's another pendant. Those two treasures are in one day. How lucky is that? And hey, that pretty baby's made of platinum silver too. Another pendant on top of the one we found on Mr. Deacon. Is it possible that these two... This is probably the wolf. Hold it right there. I was right. Hands off, Mr. Prosecutor. You sure know how to cross the line, don't you? Ugh. A pendant, huh? And this is a very decisive piece of evidence. How can you tell? Look here and read off what you see. Lauren... Hey, it's the name that's engraved on this. Lauren D. Lauren D's nuts! We have you now, Miss Kidnapper. No, you don't understand, Lolly, I can't believe you were one of my kidnappers. Oh. Lance. Who, sir? You're kidding. Miss Potts is one of the kidnappers? Yes. It was me. I held Lance hostage. So Miss Pops is one of the kidnappers. But even knowing that, I can't call this case solved or over. Hey, guys, case closed. Get the car ready, and I mean the special one for this young lady.
Hold it!
Again, Mr. Prosecutor. What is it this time? Are you proposing that Miss Pops is also the culprit in the murder case? What happened? I thought Officer Meekin was your suspect. We found it. Found what? That officer's gun. He literally dropped it in the middle of a thick patch of grass. Your country's police are a sham. Just look at how careless they are. Who are you calling a sham, pal? The officer's gun didn't show signs of having been fired, so it can't have been the murder weapon. So Officer Meekins have been cleared of all charges. I see. And that's when a brand new suspect comes walking into the scene. The murder only happened because of the kidnappers started fighting amongst themselves. As I recall, it was you who said that, right, Mr. Prosecutor? Miss Pops, did you really kill Mr. Deacon? Yes, I killed him. I can't believe it. Thanks for the confession.
Objection!
Agent Lang, it's too early to declare this case closed. Look at you, so sure of yourself. We got the culprit's own confession and some very incriminating evidence. What more could you ask for? Miss Lauren Pops. Yes? I want to hear it from you. Tell me your side of all that has happened today, from the kidnapping to the murder. But why? I'm a kidnapper and the killer. Isn't that enough? Don't cut your hair. Where'd you even get those scissors? She's got a weapon. Get her down. It's fine if you're the one behind everything, but only if that is the truth. Now then, would you tell us the truth? Or is there some reason why you can't? I've had a change of heart. I think I'd enjoy seeing you sulk away and as the losing mutt. Okay. I'll show you who's the losing mutt, pal. Alright, you heard me. Let's hear all about the evil deeds you committed today. Mrs. Pop's confessions. The one who came up with the kidnapping plan was the butler, Mr. Deacon. We knew that we could get rich by holding Lance hostage. Mr. Romano would pay anything to get his son back, after all. Everything was going according to plan, but as soon as we got the money, Mr. Deacon turned on me and tried to kill me. There, are you satisfied? You just confessed to crimes a second time. At least you have the guts to admit what you've done. I can at least respect that much. Miss Pops, is what you said really the truth? Yes, it is. If that is the truth, it certainly isn't the whole truth. Because there is something that seems a bit too improbable in a confession. Woo!
Hold it!
How well did you know the victim? I've spoken with him only a few times at Lance's house. A few times? Is that it? Yes. If they only met a few times, I don't see how they could have trusted each other. If you hardly ever talked, then how could he trust you not to steal his plan?
Knuckle back!
That's completely irrelevant. He was planning to betray her from the very beginning. Which is why he chose someone he wasn't especially close to. Isn't that right, Sheena? Yes, however, Mr. Deacon made very poor choice. In the end, he was killed by the one he intended to betray himself. I bet he didn't see that one coming.
Hold it!
You knew? How did you know something like that? Oh no, what should I do? Kay, what's wrong with her now? Come on, isn't it obvious? You're making her a scary face again, that's why. Why don't you try asking her in a nicer, more gentle way? No, stop it, Lauren. You always like this. You always fall for the stern-looking one. That's why you always be unhappy. Or maybe that's it. She's been bewitched by your icy glare. Mind your business, Kay. Now then, Miss Pops, let's continue with your testimony. Oh, yes, of course. Whoops. I chest bumped my microphone. Sorry if that was loud.
Hold it!
Why did you believe that? Anyone knows Mr. Armano would think the same. I bet Lance is that old man's greatest treasure. I suppose he would be a doting father like Mr. Romano. I always figured that was it too, and I was always envious of Lance for it. Oh, because your dad's... I got this pendant from my father. And I believe that as long as I have this, I'll find my father again someday. He'll welcome me into his arms riding on the back of a Pegasus. That pendant, she must truly believe it's there to be the wings of Pegasus.
Hold it!
Would you mind telling us a little bit about her plan itself? Well, first we captured Lance. Ooh, how'd you do that? Well, Mr. Deacon did that on his own. I don't quite know. Bah, and here I thought you knew how to steal people away. I shudder to think what she would do with such knowledge. Sorry, I don't really know, but somehow Mr. Deacon was able to contain him. All we had to do after that was wait for the ransom to be paid, but we haven't even spoken to the kidnapped person yet. Mr. Deacon turned on me.
Hold it!
Why do you think he did? I have no idea, but maybe he had planned on doing so from the very beginning. Miss Pops. Wait, Mr. Deacon planned to kill Miss Pops from the very beginning? Was that ever really likely to happen? What should I do? Should I raise an objection? I'm sorry, but I don't think what you just claimed is all that likely. Huh? I don't think Mr. Deacon would have ever been able to be capable of killing you. But why? We were total strangers. It's not uncommon for people to kill each other over each other's money. Or other money. Miss Pops, you really are clueless, aren't you? Whatever do you mean? You never knew what your role in the kidnapping was, nor do you know who you really are. But I do, and I can show you with this piece of evidence. This proves that Mr. Deacon wouldn't have been able to bring himself to kill Miss Pops.
Take that!
Why are you showing this to me? So what about the pendant? This horse pendant, along with this piece of evidence, shows who you really are. I mean, it's obvious.
Take that!
These two pendants resemble each other, wouldn't you agree? Hey, you're right. It's the same color. And they're even made of the same material. I believe that these two pendants are actually one. Eh? Shall we give it a try? Wow, it's totally a Pegasus. But why? Why? Why does my pendant match up with Mr. Deacon's? You're a smart lady. I'm sure you can imagine why that might be. What? No, that can't be. So the two make a set. It's just another trinket. It's not as though this changes anything. Your lack of imagination, Agent Lang. Very well, I will show you with this evidence. This is the piece of evidence that gives meaning to the Pegasus pendant. Probably this.
Take that!
Oliver Deacon was just an alias for this man. His real name was Colin Deveray, which is literally his name jumbled up. The name that is etched on the horse pendant. What? An alias? At this point, I'm surprised the bit about her saying she wouldn't recognize him wasn't highlighted. Yeah. I suppose he had to hide the fact that he was a felon somehow in order to live. And it makes sense given what is written in Mr. Deveray's dossier. But what I really wanted to point out was this. This specific section is what reveals the truth. I didn't get a chance to finish reading that, damn it!
Take that!
Mr. Deveray had one daughter, and her name is Lauren Pops. That's a lie. That person was not my father. He couldn't come out and tell you he was your father because he was in hiding. However, I believe he was trying to secretly watch over you. Do you still believe that a man like that could kill the daughter he was separated from? Or even that such a man would allow his daughter to get involved in a kidnapping plot? And what is so funny, Agent Lang? You're good at making things up in your head, deciding it's the truth, aren't you? What are you trying to say? You're thinking it's too innocent. After all, I thought of another possibility. Is that so? Well, let's hear it. You know, we could just avoid all of this debate by just having their blood tested. I'll grant you that the two of them are father and daughter. But isn't it possible that they both knew that fact? It was no coincidence that the reunited pair became involved in the House of Amado. And the two of them made good use of their meetings to plan this little kidnapping. Wouldn't you say my scenario perfectly probable as well? So, this is his versions of how things might have been. You don't have any proof that they didn't know of their true relationship, right? And just saying that the two of them committed the kidnapping together? That's right, as one really rotten family. Is that really what happened? I'd better take a long, hard look at the evidence.
Hold it!
I'm surprised he actually just took that and was like, yeah, okay, I guess they're father and son, or daughter, whatever. Precisely, and what father would ever willingly kill his own daughter? I've seen a lot of things in my travels, and I can tell you what, that being related by blood is sometimes proof of nothing. Speaking from personal circumstances, are you? You think they knew? Yeah, and I don't think only the victim knew. I think the girl realized it as well. And they both knew the other person was, but they had to pretend that they didn't. Also, I'd like to say, the fact that I called it, very easy. Because he was on the lam. You got it. The victim couldn't exactly go around flaunting who he was. Furthermore, it was no coincidence that the one as a butler and the one as the friend of the son. Thanks for the follow. It says Sherlock Core. Thanks for the follow. They probably thought that was their best shot. Is that what you honestly believe? Of course.
Hold it!
You mean how they plotted to commit this crime as blood relatives? Can you think of a better partner? Certainly a clever pair. The butler and the girlfriend. No one would ever suspect that they were, in fact, family. Yes. Yes. From the very beginning, they painstakingly fractured, or practiced, those roles well.
Hold it!
I believe you're being a bit too overconfident for someone with no evidence. Am I? Because I don't see you presenting any evidence to the contrary. Without evidence, we're stuck in a stalemate. Agent Lang isn't wrong. His scenario is certainly a probable one. You better hurry up and do something or Lauren's going to wind up looking real bad. I know, but first things first. Is Agent Lang's line of logic factually correct? Was the crime really committed by the two of them? By his father-daughter pair? Two of them father-daughter. Both of them knew the facts. The reunited pair became involved. And the two of them made good use of their meetings to plan this little kidnapping. I mean, doesn't the thing say that they didn't have any... Yeah, because they were under surveillance.
Objection!
Wrong point. Agent Lang, about this piece of evidence. Langzy says, confidence is like a soul, and words without confidence are but empty shells. Hey, John Allen's Yolonzi. If that's how you say it. Hi. You shouldn't waste your breath on words you have no confidence in, prosecutor. Although, it's just as bad to say something in full confidence and be wrong. Are you gonna let him lecture you about your self-confidence like that? I don't need to be overflowing with self-confidence. I just need to think rationally. After all, I only need to be confident in the facts. Maybe this one? Because it says reunited. They wouldn't have reunited.
Objection!
Nope, not there either.
Knuckle back!
Am I thinking too far ahead? Is that supposed to be later? They both knew the fact. This one didn't work. This one didn't work. Maybe it's this one then.
Objection!
Nope. Wait a minute. I just realized this is from a loan company. Did Lance borrow money and had to pay them back? Is that the whole reasoning behind this? Is that he went and got fake kidnapped so he can get money to pay off a loan that he took? Have I pressed everything? Yes, I did. I mean, this is probably irrelevant to what we're talking about right now, but like, I just had that thought and I'm like, oh, okay. Let's try pressing on this again. I mean, how they brought declare relatives. You think of a better partner, certainly a clever pair. Or the girlfriend. You painstakingly practice those roles well.
Hold it!
Instead of just asking his dad. Yeah, I mean, so we haven't spoken to the guy at all yet, so I can't really get any gauge on how this guy is yet, but... Does that mean that Lauren chose that name, or was Pops her mom's name? Maybe. We need to have confident with no evidence, because I'm not presenting any evidence. This scenario is certainly a probable one. I know, but Fussy's translation Langhoff's logic factually correct. Was the crime really committed by the two of them, by his father-daughter pair? Age 50. Lack of blood. It looks like he's made of dough. Made of dough, yeah. Maybe there was a reason he couldn't ask, but yeah, again, until we can question him, we don't really know anything. It was no coincidence that a reunited pair became involved in the house of Amana. And the two of them made good use of their meetings to plan this little kidnapping. But how would they go about doing meetings if they never knew? There's a pendant in the shape of a pair of wings. It has a rather nice aesthetic to it. Hey, nice to see that you can appreciate its beauty. Things made of platinum silver tend to have a nice feeling about them, you know? I was only talking about its shape, Kay. Oh, is that what you're talking about? But you know, if we're talking about the wing shapes, I think the brooch on my scarf is way cooler. But that's not made of platinum silver, is it? It's handmade, okay? So I'm sorry that it's not made of the expensive stuff. She made that by herself? It's incredibly well crafted. Impressive. Lauren D is engraved in this pendant. I see that they wrote well her first name, but why just the D? Maybe it's the result of poor planning. I guess. Well, at least it has... If it's short my name, it would make it K. Faraday. That way, even if you just sounded it out, it'd still say my name, K. Faraday. I suppose if I had to do the same, I would also abbreviate it as M. Edgeworth. Hold on, I think you should abbreviate it to M.E. Get it? Who would have thought that this little pendant would stir up such a strange conversation? Let me re-go through my evidence. So we have a park thing which doesn't really tell us anything. We've got a hood which we can't examine. Or hat. Isolation room. We've got the Badger family. The one talking about the Badger, which doesn't help. We've got the boxes. Kidnapper stole 3 costumes. Blue Badger, Proto, and Bad Badger. Bullet entered his abdomen, exited through the shoulder, body was moved somewhere else. Oliver Deacon. Pending autopsy. Indicates loss of blood resulting from a gunshot wound. Lower right abdomen, exit point right shoulder. Lack of blood around the body suggested the victim was killed somewhere else. And then moved, which implies there should be evidence of the blood at Rio's murder site. Nothing there. We've got that. Shaped like a horse, Colin Devereaux's engraved on the back. Mobile shop on 3 wheels was parked inside the Wild Wild West garage. Nope. This does not help because it just talks about footprint shapes. It talks about the Tender Lender Company, which doesn't help. This just talks about Colin Devereaux and why he's here. This talks about the sword, not really much help. This is about the gun that fires blank. This is about the width. How would you abbreviate it, kids? Like, who's to say that there were meetings? Because we know that they were under surveillance, so despite our surveillance, he has yet to show up. I'm not sure for this one then. Bring Emma in, she'll figure it out. Maybe it's here I'm supposed to present it?
Objection!
Nope.
Knock them back!
Because we didn't get given a ransom note or anything, so we can't really say, oh yeah, we need to have this thing done. Alright, I think I can at least, I will accept one hint from chat for this, because I have no idea. I'm going through everything, and the only thing I can think of is to present this, because they couldn't have met because the daughter was under surveillance the entire time. Probably up until now. And there's nothing really else here that we could really look at. And when I say hint, I don't mean as in tell me the answer, just point me in the right direction. You know? Ow! Accidentally kicked my table. Where are these? Like blood. mean, no, it's not possible. I will ask that if, am I at least on the right thing that I'm looking at this, or am I looking at any of my other pieces of evidence? Like any of this stuff, because I'm stuck on this, but it could also be maybe the pendants, because they didn't really know they had those until they were dead, or one of them was dead. I actually wanted to look at the image. Isn't it possible that they both knew that fact? It was no coincidence that the reunited pair became involved in the House of Amano, and that the two of them made good use of their meetings to plan the little kidnapping. Wouldn't you say my scenario is perfectly probable as well? Them not knowing, isn't it? It was of no coincidence. We don't have really anything that tells us if it wasn't. Two of them made good use of the meetings to plan this little kidnapping. I mean, I've already presented this for this, so... I'm racking my brain about it. Maybe... because we still also have the... what was it? Or maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong on that, actually. Never mind. The kidnappers stole 3 costumes. I mean, if they had to steal a 4th costume, that wouldn't really be planned, would it? Is that what this is? I don't know. Maybe? Stole 3 costumes. Blue Badger, Proto Badger, and Bad Badger. Oh, because if they were always in the suits, they wouldn't know who they were then, would they?
Objection!
This one was tough. This kidnapping wasn't planned by just 2 people alone. Oh, because the third person. Right. I was so focused on 2 that I forgot that there were 3, and that's what we should be focusing on. And what kind of proof do you have for that? Quite simply, there were 3 kidnappers. 3! 4 costumes were stolen from the Wild Wild West area's back room. We found one of them in the kidnapper's hideout. But as for the other 3, we can assume they were being worn by 3 different people. We also found a set of 3 cups and 3 folding chairs that we used in the hideout. How long was I stuck on that? I hope it wasn't for like an hour. Maybe 20 minutes at most. But it felt ages. It felt agonizing. It clearly points to a 3-man group. And I believe this third person is the real mastermind behind the kidnapping. Who? Who is this mastermind? I present to you the brains behind the kidnapping. You know, I'm just gonna do it just to see. Oh, wow, okay. Lanzamano. Yes, this abduction was in fact schemed by the Lance himself. I knew it. Recall what he said when he appeared before us. Did you see the faces of your kidnappers? No, don't see the faces at all. The one was a woman. However, there were 3 kidnappers, which is a direct contradiction to what he said. But I only saw 2 people. This guy being held hostage. It's possible he couldn't see all 3 of them. Yes. About when you were being held. I have my doubts about what happened then. Lance, would you mind telling us what happened while you were being held captive? I don't really remember much anymore, to be honest. But if I don't tell you at least something, you won't believe me at all, will you? Why does he look so, like, differently drawn to everyone? He looks like he's from one of the Daft Punk films. Or is it Interstellar? I was kidnapped yesterday morning. They had me shut in that room blindfolded the entire time. But the kidnapper suddenly disappeared around that time I heard rain falling outside. My hands were cuffed, but it was with a stroke of luck that they left me alone. Why are your hands still cuffed? Made my escape and ran away from that room as fast as I could. Why is he hiding his face? Through the underground passageway, I presume. Are you okay? Sorry, I really didn't want to recall that horrible ordeal, but now you believe me, right? No, not quite yet. How can you not? Why do you look at me with icy daggers in your eyes? Because he's a prosecutor, and they're all like that. I'll have you know, Agent Lang, a prosecutor's eyes are for discerning the truth. And should they be interpreted to be cruel at times, then so be it. There is a sticking point in Lance's testimony. Are we still good? Yeah, we're still good. Let's see what he offers up when I push a little. Lance's testimony.
Hold it!
You tell us about when you were abducted in a little more detail. It was a strange morning. I felt like I was right in the middle of a great calm. And where were you when you experienced this calm? Our family garden, of course. Where else could it have been? Well, excuse me for asking. This child is more princess than prince. I was out walking to shake off the morning blah. And then, out of the blue, someone from behind clamps a hand over my mouth. You didn't see your attacker? They must have used some drug to knock me out. Because before I knew it, I was off in La La Land again. When I woke up, I was in the kidnapper's hideout already, all tied up.
Hold it!
By that room, I assume you mean the room the kidnapper's hideout, correct? Yes, but I was blindfolded the whole time, so I didn't know that until I made my escape. Then you were in the same room as your kidnappers. They spoke in hushed tones, but I could catch bits of their conversation. It was definitely 2 people, and one of them was definitely a woman. I was so scared. I could tell they were nearby, so I didn't dare make a move.
Hold it!
The kidnappers disappeared. I was yawning then. The room fell into a sudden silence. I had been left behind like an unwanted mutt. And what do you mean by unwanted mutt? What a pointless question. It's not like he's going to tell you anything new, you know. It's a poetic smile, or simile. You should learn how to use them too. You may look refined on the outside, but it's no good if you're not refined on the inside as well.
Hold it!
And then those cuffs on your wrists. I suppose you are still cuffed in that case. I am well aware of how I am chained to reality. I couldn't find the key, so I'm afraid that I'm stuck like this. Even though I escaped from that cell, I would never forgive a prisoner, or forever be a prisoner.
Hold it!
How did you manage to escape? I wanted to get out of there, but the door leading outside was locked. Which is why I had to use the underground passageway to make my escape. I remember our escape to be equally as hard. This is an invaluable piece of testimony. I mustn't let it go unexamined. Well, it wasn't locked tight. It was blocked by the door. By this.
Objection!
You say that the door leading out was locked, but was it really? Those handcuffs were barely on you. What are you talking about? That room behind the saloon front, right? Look, I heard that it took quite a few men to get into that thing opened, right, Sheena? Yes, that's correct. And then take a look at this. I'm in the wrong voice. What is that? A sword? It's not a especially reliable one if it's a broken one like that. Allow me to start from the end. My conclusion is that the door was never locked. It was simply held shut by this sword, which would have been used to jam the door. Lance, even though your hands were cuffed together, you could still use them. If that's the case, then why did you not simply remove the sword and escape? Why didn't I was disorientated, yes. Yes, that's it. Oh, he actually said that. I didn't notice it. As if I should accept such a bold-faced lie. You've locked yourself in that room because you had to make yourself look like the victim. But you did not, in fact, possess the key to the door. And that is why you used a prop sword to improvise and recreate a prison of your very own. You've been making this guy out to be one of the kidnappers for some time now. I wonder if you forgot something very important along the way. And what would that be? A motive. What else? Do you honestly think that an upright, pure boy like him? Wow, pure, sure. You barely spoken to him. Would hatch up a completely pointless scheme such as kidnapping himself?
Objection!
This proves that Lance did indeed have a motive to commit his crime. Immediately going to present this. To put it simply, Lance has a very urgent need for money. I was right. This is hardly your typical love letter. It is in fact a collections bill. It appears our upstanding boy has accumulated quite a debt. Isn't that right, Lance? Looks like it's hard being the son of a rich man, too. It must be rough when you have to resort to stealing from your old man, huh? All right, I give up. I abducted myself. He gave up very fast. Lance! It's over, Lolly. In this life, we really are bound to our fates after all. All I wanted was to go out with you to a new town, somewhere where no one would know us. I wanted us to be well off with that 1 million, but now that dream is over. Oh, Lance! Then you are giving yourself up. Yes, I had planned to run away from this world with my lolly. Oliver even helped us with the plan, but then he had to go and stab us in the back. He turned on you. Maybe he didn't want to split the ransom money. That's my guess. It happened almost right after you made the drop-off. When we were alone, he attacked me all of a sudden. After the brief struggle, I was able to contain him and keep him under control. We left him inside that room as Lolly and I made our escape. We wore different costumes and split up. I don't know why, but I kind of like this art. I think it's just the way that like they actually look really concerned about what just happened. Like, you can tell they're not making them out to be evil, just misguided, which I appreciate because nearly every Ace Attorney case is like, oh no, they're just straight evil. That's not to say that all of them are. Lolly left first on the Blue Badger costume. And that would mean the person Miss Officer Meekin saw was Miss Pops. But right then, the old man just had to wake up. I was careless, and he tackled me pretty hard from behind. And then Oliver put on a badge costume and took the suitcase with the $1 million and ran. I contacted Lolly right away and warned her that he had a gun. And they had no idea that they were related, so I thought that it could only end badly. I still don't believe it. That person was not my father. Because if he was, I just killed my own father. Lolly, then it really was you. Chain of events. That man was not my father, because at the stadium, there was a bad badger pulling the suitcase with the $1 million in it. But that bad badger pointed his gun at me, aiming to shoot me dead. Many of them did kill selfishly. Yeah. That's why I used the gun I got from Lance. There was a gunshot. The other person crumpled to the ground, and I ran, scared for my life. And she probably didn't shoot anyone because it was a blank, and missed, or didn't hit the guy. The guy just pretended to die, and then shot the actual guy, hit him in the room, and then went like, oh yeah, you killed him. I think the big picture is finally coming into focus, don't you? Lolly, forgive me. I didn't think it would turn into something so frightening. If only I could protect you. So, Miss Pops shot her own dad without even knowing who he really was? If what she says is true, are you saying she's lying? But why would she lie about something like that? What purpose would it serve? You would be surprised how often people lie without even realizing it themselves, Kay. Huh? What's that supposed to mean? What I mean is, listen carefully to a confession once more and you'll see. I'm just going to immediately go to the next box. We spent so long trying to figure out that first interrogation that I just want to speed it up a little. Who used the gun we got from Lanx? There was a gunshot. The other person crossed the ground. I ran and escaped for my life. Now, do I present it here or do I present it on the next one?
Hold it.
I didn't even press that. You shot Mr. Deacon. Miss Pops. Yes, I shot him. And that, as they say, is that. Agent Lang, Miss Pops is far from done. She hasn't even finished her testimony yet. You're going to continue the questioning her. What a waste of time. Miss Pops, if you please.
Objection!
Okay, so it's not this one. What about it? Mr. Edgeworth, sir, I think you pulled out the right piece of evidence. Wonderful subordinate you got there. So willing to point out his boss's mistakes. Detective Gumshoe, you'll refrain from excessive talking. I'll try, sir. Maybe it's this point?
Objection!
No, I probably need to press more then. Okay, going back.
Hold it!
Please calm down and let's slowly talk through this. But all you have to do is simply tell us what happened at the stadium. Leave it to us to search out the truth. Can you do that for me? Alright, so, at the stadium.
Hold it!
That was the ransom money, wasn't it? Yes, that's how I was able to identify Mr. Deacon almost immediately. It was all thanks to what Lance told me. And what did he tell you? Well, he called me on my cell phone and told me that Mr. Deacon had betrayed us and had run off with the ransom money, and about how he had a gun.
Hold it!
Were you able to clearly see the gun? Yes, I got a very good look at it while it was pointed at me. Oh, Father, why would you try to shoot me? Do you really think a father would shoot his own daughter, Mr. Edgeworth? I don't know. I don't want to believe it myself. But it's true. My father's left arm was raised with a gun in it. Pointed straight at me. I'm about to die, I thought. Miss Pops, please calm down and take a deep breath. And then would you allow me to please hear that last statement one more time? Yes, of course. It's in the right hand.
Objection!
It's not this one. Just to be safe?
Objection!
Nope. Okay, I'll just press.
Hold it!
And you felt that your life was in danger, correct? Yes, I'm about to die, I thought. So... Everyone knows about killing your father.
Hold it!
You shot Mr. Deacon. Yes, I shot him. We already talked about this.
Hold it!
Did you take off immediately following the gunshot? Yes. And you didn't attempt to approach the victim at all after he was shot? I was scared. I don't blame you. I would have done the exact same thing. Poor Miss Potts. What will become of her, Mr. Edgeworth? She seems to be telling the truth regarding what happened at the stadium. However, I don't believe it to be absolutely correct. Listen very carefully to her confession once more and you'll see. Alright, I want to save. Because I'm getting dangerously close to losing all my health. So I know that the gun is in the wrong hand because the gun should be in the right hand. Because it's the Bad Badger costume. In his left hand. Do, 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 do. Trying to remember what I've already presented. I believe I've already presented this. How they mention the hand as if that gets some people some. Love how they mention the hand as if it gets if that's something people do. Maybe. Yeah, because it is a weird way to word it. It's like he pointed his gun at me with his left hand. It's like, why are you telling us this? You could just say he pointed your gun at you and that's it. But yeah, I get what you mean. I gotta present this.
Objection!
Nope, not that one. Must be the other one then.
Objection!
Nope, it's not that one either. I actually want to see what happens when I fail. I think your half-baked logic needs some time in the oven, Mr. Prosecutor. You guys, what are you waiting for? An engraved invitation? Take this young lady away. Wait, we still don't know the truth behind what has happened. It's alright. I need to pay for the price of what I've done. And the next day she was executed and Edgeworth ran off. Thus the truth was lost for all eternity. What is with this diagram? Cool. Retry. Oh, they had this. This is where they added this in. Okay, cool. And it fully healed me. Okay. I wish that the suit was here so I could show the suit. Wait! Wait! I just realized! Damn it!
Objection!
I have here a dossier on your father. And according to this, your father was right-handed. I knew it had something to do with the hands. Then, the person pointing a gun at you from atop the stage was not Mr. Deacon.
Welcome back.
Hold on there, Mr. Prosecutor. I think you need to take a refresher course. The Bad Badger has a model gun attached to his right hand, which is why the only hand he could have held the real gun was his left. What? Oh, because they think that the other gun wasn't real. Right, okay. Isn't it possible that it went down like that? Agent Lang, were you paying attention to what Miss Popps was saying? Then again, I suppose I can't expect someone who has never set foot in court to catch it. Enough of the smugness. Out with it already. Oh, you sweat. Miss Popps told us earlier. There was a badger pulling the suitcase with the $1 million in it. According to you, the Bad Badger had the wrong voice. The Bad Badger had the gun in his left hand, which would mean that he was pulling the suitcase with his right hand. Is that correct, Miss Popps? Yes, exactly. And I'm sure it was the Bad Badger. He had those huge sunglasses on his face. But if that's the case, even I can see where there's huge contradiction. Yes, Miss Popps claims to have seen the Bad Badger, and yet the Bad Badger had both of his hands full. These two pieces of information contradict each other, so one must be wrong. Both hands were not occupied. What? This option here feels like it's just there to throw you off. It's like, what if it's both? You're like, oh, maybe it is. Because it obviously is the Bad Badger, but it was a different Bad Badger. On the gun in his right hand as he pulls the suitcase with the same hand. Is it possible for a right-handed person to do both things simultaneously? Your deduction is full of one of too many conjectures, don't you think, Mr. Prosecutor? Unless the guy swapped the heads but kept the base body. I suppose it is pretty difficult, if not impossible. It appeared that both the Badger's hands were occupied. Blah, blah, blah. Miss Potts, what you saw was not the Bad Badger. I think back and recall what character was it that had a level gun at you. Was wearing a pair of sunglasses. It is both then. That's the only other option that makes sense. Sounds like the Bad Badger pretty well, I'd say. Too bad for you, but it looks like the Bad Badger wasn't the mistake here. Well, thank you all for letting me choose all options. I used to see the Bad Badger, and yet the Bad Badger had both his hands full with something or another. They are both correct. Impossible. That just leaves us with irresolvable contradiction. Miss Popps' entire statement rests on the fact that she saw his sunglasses and beard. But what if the Bad Badger wasn't wearing pants on his lower half? This proves that there was a way for the Badger to freely use both hands. It's either going to be that it's ripped or that he was using something else.
Take that!
The costumes have two parts to them, a head and a body. Oh, I get it now. The head Miss Popps saw was probably really the head of the Bad Badger. However, it is not possible that the body was that of an entirely different badger. A different badger? Yes, or to put it more bluntly, I believe it was the lower half of this badger. The body of the badger of the Miss Popps saw really was this.
Take that!
His head may have been the Bad Badger, but his body was the Blue Badger's. The Blue Badger? Hold on, let's see. Who was the one that had one of these? I did. And so did Officer Meekin's pal. Nice try, but your logic is a tad illogical. Officer Meekins have been placed under arrest after all. Oh, wait. I'd like to strike what I just said from the record and give my explanation anew. It's the other one.
Take that!
What the heck is it? It's the Proto-Badger. Yes, and it's a simple matter of process of illumination. Miss Potts was wearing the Blue Badger's costume, so we can eliminate that one. And the Pink Badger is the wrong colour, which would have been incredibly obvious. All that's left is the Proto-Badger costume. Miss Potts, who was the one who wore the Proto-Badger costume? That would be Lance. Are you saying what I think you are? That Lance Amano donned the Bad Badger's head and pretended to be Mr. Deacon? On top of which he plotted to shoot Miss Potts while wearing that hideous thing. The stage that was set up in the stadium was nothing more than that, a setup. And its purpose was to lead Miss Pops into believing she had committed murder. Standing there in front of Miss Pops, and pretending to be the victim. It was all done so that she would pull the trigger. I have no idea what you're talking about. Why exactly would I have to do all that, huh? There's no but one reason, Lance Amano. You are the real culprit behind the murder of Mr. Oliver Deacon. What? No. That's slander. Take it back. Take it back right now. Just out of curiosity, Lance, what is your dominant hand? I'm left-handed. What does that have to do with anything? It depends. According to Miss Pops, her attacker held a gun in his left hand. Huh. And how is what-handed proves anything? And besides, now you're just being absurd. It's not in the Proto-Badger's bulletproof. One misfire and he would have found himself dead, right?
Objection!
Of course. Logically, if he had been shot, he probably wouldn't be here with us. But I believe he had thought of that as well and prepared accordingly. And this should be all the evidence you need. This is how Lance made sure he wouldn't be hit by a bullet. Not my badge. I almost presented my badge.
Take that!
We found one half of the Bodger costume in the hideout, a broken one. It was not the same one that the victim was wearing, plus it was missing something. And that something is the model gun the Bad Badger carries, which can fire blanks. What? Miss Pops, where is the gun you used now? I threw it away into the sea. That makes it a bit tough to verify what it was. Although I believe that we can safely assume that it was the model gun in question. I've had enough. You've been spouting so far as pure conjecture. I admit that as long as the model gun is not lost to us, it can't prove a thing. However, I can say that probability that I am right is very high. Okay, let's pretend you're in the right, and that the murder at the stadium was a fabrication. In that case, what do you think the murder really took place, Mr. Prosecutor? Excuse me. I don't know yet. Excuse me again. I knew you were full of it. However, I do believe that the murder took place during an earlier time frame. Please wait a second. It's simply not possible. Because I saw Mr. Deacon after he was restrained by Lance. She saw the victim in the state of being restrained. What Miss Pops saw. The more I have to say Miss Pops, the more I don't like it. It's such a weird, awkward last name. I came back to the hideout not long after the other two. By that time, Lance had already subdued and restrained Mr. Deacon. He had tied up Mr. Deacon securely to the beam next to the room next door. After that, the two of us put on our costumes and made our escape. So, Mr. Deacon must have escaped after the two of you left, right? We thought that it'd attract too much attention if we left together, so I left first. We planned to meet up again at the stage in the stadium. But then, I was walking through the park and I got a call from Lance on my cell phone. Oliver managed to escape. It looked like he was waiting until I was alone. He also stole that gun from me at the time. Then the murder happened. Mr. Deacon must have overheard their plan to meet at the stage. Well, Mr. Prosecutor, Miss Pops saw the victim with her own eyes, which means that the victim was still alive at the time, wouldn't you agree? Why does that sound wrong to me? There must be something amiss about this account. Let's see what happens when I examine it in more detail. Ooh.
Hold it!
When exactly did you arrive back at the hideout? It was after we had picked up the ransom money. And where were you up until that time? I was scouting the park out and making preparations for our escape. I walked around in the various areas looking for the best route. So each of them had their own roles to play. After I was done, I went back to the hideout.
Hold it!
How did Lance look at the time? He looked shocked. He also looked a little down. When I saw that sadness in his eyes, Thank you, that's enough for now. And what of Mr. Deacon? What was his situation like? She might have said something important there. You are sure that it was Mr. Deacon that you saw? Yes, I'm certain of what I saw. Did you go into the other room to check? Lance said that it was best if I didn't get too close to him. Lance, he's such a kind soul. Then, are you telling me that you did not confirm that it was Mr. Deacon for yourself? I checked through the slit in the door that separates the two rooms. How would you look down to the right through the slit like that? He had a bad badger's head on, so I'm absolutely sure. That just had to be Mr. Deacon. She saw a bad badger head. The captive had a bad badger's head on, so I'm absolutely sure it was Mr. Deacon. You mean this one? Miss Pops, the person you saw was not Mr. Deacon at all. Huh? The person you actually saw was this person. Was it me? Was it Edgeworth dressed up to make her think that it was us? That's why we got knocked out, to make us part of this play? It was me. Huh? The person I saw was you, Mr. Edgeworth. I always thought it was a bit odd. Why would the kidnappers abduct me, even after I had handed over the ransom? It's not as though I saw the face of the kidnappers. If I were them, I would have just taken the $1 million and ran. But in the end, there was no point to it all. It was to make me look like Mr. Deacon. And if that was the reason for which I was abducted, then I believe we can assume that the victim was already dead at the time. It was I! Miles! Well, Lance, am I right? That's... You showed Miss Pops a person, namely me, with a bad badger's head on. And then made your costume escape together, or so you pretended. Huh? What do you mean he pretended? Exactly that. I believe Lance watched you escape and then doubled back to the hideout. Probably to come and remove the bad badger head from my unconscious self. And to create this fake prison with a prop sword. He then escaped via the passageway. Hold your tongue, boy. Don't get caught up in that tidal wave of words coming out of Mr. Prosecutor's mouth. Tidal wave? We heard a lot of you come out of you, but I bet yet to see a shred of evidence. The victim's betrayal and his subsequent detainment. All of that could have happened while you were out cold. That's right. You were out cold for quite a while, Mr. Prosecutor. Even if that were the case, Miss Pops would have still seen me tied up to the beam. I was scared of Mr. Deacon, so I didn't go into the next room. So I really have no idea if you were in there or not, Mr. Edgeworth. You see, it would seem you can't prove a thing. Who said that? Please wait. Mr. Romano. Miles, my boy, it looks like you're really giving it your all. And Lance, it's not good to cause trouble for others. It's Dad! Let's see. You're the one in charge of this investigation, correct? Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry that my son has been nothing but trouble. This probably won't make up for anything, but I have some evidence for you. Oh, do you now? Is that what I think it is? It's the bad badger costume that the victim was wearing. And a gun! 2 guns. I couldn't wait around for the police, so I went and found these myself. It appears that they were disposed of in the sea. Is there no one in this country who actually obeys the law? There. No. Agent Lang, please calm down. What the heck is that scrap of paper? This appears to be the letter from the Chief of Police. Please allow Mr. Romano complete freedom to do as he sees fit. It says, let a civilian do whatever they want? What? The Chief of Police? What the? Just who does he think he is? The person who wields the highest authority in this area. There now. There's no need to be so upset. I'm not a cop from this land, so I'm not bound by the laws of your country. No. This wasn't meant to strong-arm you into anything. It's just a request. I'm only asking that you please respect the laws of the land. I can't really say no to that. However, returning to the topic at hand. Time for the magic school bus, yeah. It doesn't matter who found the evidence, its value remains unchanged. Alright now, let's take a look at this new evidence. My voice is getting more and more gravelly with him. I've already got the results back. I had a special forensics research lab that I'm on good terms with conduct the tests. Makes you wonder who took over for Gant. Yeah. They verified for the police the blood on this costume belonged to Oliver. As for the gun, the only fingerprints they could find were yours, Lauren. Oh, what? You disappoint me, Miles. I can't believe that you would cause my son such stress and heartache. Thank goodness I was able to find the final piece of evidence. With this, you have no reason left to push my poor boy around. But that's it. These are the case-making pieces of the evidence. I'll be the judge of that. I won't rest until I inspected every suspicious nook and cranny. That's not how the world works, Agent Lugia. There's nothing unusual about this area. Could this gun be actually the murder weapon? Revolver data jotted down. Now this bullet hole, it looks kind of burnt around the edges. Wait, those burn marks were left by gunpowder. That is the most important fact. Why is that? Because it is proof that the victim was shot at point-blank range. What's this? It looks like there's something stuck inside the costume head. Hey, that sparkle. I bet they're really valuable. Sorry, but they're just pieces of a mirror. But why are they in here? Mirror fragments jotted down. Because it's from me. Well, are these not the most definitive pieces of evidence you've ever seen? Thank you, Dad. This should be enough to convince even Mr. Edgeworth over there. It's like a gun's fingerprint. Yeah. He needs to earn his name. You received 100 chat messages. Yay! Wait, no, that ballistics. Make no mistake, there are fingerprints on the murderer's gun. And they prove that it was Lolly who killed Oliver. But Oliver was also after Lolly's life. So, Mr. Edgeworth, even you must see that Lolly was only acting in self-defense. Are the fingerprints on the weapon, huh? Oh no, this isn't helpful at all. Look, Mr. Edgeworth, all I want to do is save Lolly. But in the end, all I can do is watch as she takes the punishment for her crimes. And that may be all you can do, however. I still have the case to solve and a job to do. And the job of unraveling your insidious lie. But you wound me. Why won't you believe me, even in the face of all of this evidence? Now that I think of it, isn't she homeless? I don't know. Maybe? I thought she was like one of those live-in maids.
Hold it!
Also, wouldn't throwing something in the water get rid of the prints on it? Those fingerprints, are you sure they belong to Miss Pops? There's no mistake about it. Through my connections, I had the best forensics techniques money can buy performed. I'd find that to be a bit peculiar. What? Are you trying to pick an argument with me? What should I do? Should I raise an objection? Sure. Frankly, I don't believe that Miss Pops' print should be on the gun to begin with. And the reason why Miss Pops should not be on the gun is...
Take that!
She was in a suit. It's simply not possible for Miss Pops to have left any prints on the murder weapon. Because while she was at the stadium, Miss Pops was wearing a costume. Huh? But there's been no mistake. We found fingerprints. Well, Miss Pops, do you remember touching the gun at all at any time? You'd have to rub it off. Oh, okay. Yes. As a matter of fact, I did hold it for a bit back in the hideout. I handed it off to Mr. Deacon when he and Lance left it for the haunted house. To retrieve the ransom money, I suppose. And there you have it. That is when Miss Pops' prints found their way onto the gun. Do you understand now, Mr. Romano? The fingerprints do nothing to prove that Miss Pops is the murderer. But you still don't have anything to prove that she isn't the killer, right? You seem very adamant about insisting that your girlfriend is a cold-blooded killer. Oh, Lance. What? No way. I'm simply incredibly worried about her. But that doesn't change the fact that you don't have any evidence, right? That's where you're wrong. I have the evidence. What? How? The story that Miss Potts killed the victim at the stage in the stadium. The whole affair is simply not true, because that was not the real crime scene, but a setup. This proves that the real murderer could not commit to the crime at all. The real murder weapon was not committed at the stadium at all. Point blank.
Take that!
Let us take another good look at the costume the victim was wearing, and then I'll believe you will see why I insist he was not shot at the stadium. This is the part of the costume that proves it. But it's already on it.
Take that!
The burn around the bullet hole was made when the victim was shot at point blank. So then you mean the murder Mr. Oldbag saw at the stadium really was? Yes, she saw two people, but they were separated by a distance. If the victim was indeed shot from below the stage, there wouldn't be a gunpowder burn. Look at you, Mr. Smarty Pants Prosecutor. Since you seem to know all the answers, why not tell us where the real crime scene is then? Why don't you start thinking for yourself, dumbass? You are really annoying me right now. So much for being a police officer. Oh, well, the evidence is here. He probably did it. Let's just go arrest him. Lance set me up to look like Mr. Deacon back at the hideout. If that's the case, then the murder must have happened prior to that. Is this? I feel like this is like when we used to have the Mind Palace. Is this like the precursor to the Mind Palaces that were used in the later games? Because if so, it's cool. We're doing the prototype. I've got it. I know where the real scene of the murder. The real location in which Mr. Deacon was killed is here.
Take that!
I think it's not unreasonable to assume the murder took place in the haunted house. The haunted house? The wrong voice? The haunted house? Yes, and I have proof that it is highly likely that the victim was killed there. To be fair, neither of them are detectives. That's not their job or their training. I mean, police officers are supposed to check out the scene and investigate it. Like, they check out the scene, they check witnesses, they do all that stuff. They don't just go, oh, this guy must have done it. That doesn't mean there's no detectives. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying police officers have a duty to investigate to some extent. Not just go, oh, well, he has the gun, must have done it. And then they take it in for questioning, and then the detectives question them and all that kind of stuff. I've watched true crimes. What proves that the real scene of the crime was at the haunted house, the piece of glass? Where is it? There it is.
Take that!
And they were inside the costume, or these were inside the costume the victim was wearing. They are fragments of a mirror. A mirror? What does that have to do with anything? Although I can chalk it up to just be Zangfar's, like, training regimen or whatever. The police suck in Zangfar, even if it doesn't exist. Indeed, you don't exactly expect to find a piece of a mirror inside a costume. Yeah, that's actually pretty dangerous. However, there is one place I can think of where there is a plethora of mirror fragments. And that is the haunted house. You know, I just had a thought, why is Kay even here? Why is Kay here? She has no tie to this case at all. She's just here. I can't remember, did she say why she came to save us? And that is in the haunted house. Lance Amano, I propose that you kill Mr. Deacon with the revolver in the haunted house. We're playing Cluedo now? After that, you stole the Blue Badgermobile to move his body to the Wild Wild West area. The timing of the Blue Badgermobile was stolen confirms this as fact. Miles, my boy, say no more. I'm sorry, Mr. Amano, but I cannot do that. Be quiet. Yes, please do something. Stop that boy from speaking any more nonsense. Ernest Amano, correct? I mean to you. Now be quiet, Gramps. It's implied that they all have some kind of like agent laxative. What? How dare you? I don't need words. The only thing I require is evidence. Decisive evidence. And to call these mirror bits decisive is a bit too presumptuous, Mr. Prosecutor. What? Sheena. Wasn't there a mirror in the kidnapper's hideout? Yes, there was a mirror there. A mirror that's from the haunted house. You see, isn't it possible the fragments gone as the costume there? But Agent Lang, there were no fragments on the floor, so the probability is very low. Maybe that could be one of the game's big mysteries. Maybe. Probability? Lang Zi says, on Truth's path, the word probability does not exist. The only thing that does is definitive proof. The question, Mr. Prosecutor, is do you have definitive proof you need? Well, Mr. Earth, do you? Do I have solid evidence that proves the murder took place at the haunted house? The answer is no. See, since you don't have any, shut up. I don't have the evidence yet, but I'm certain the murder occurred around the time I turned the ransom over. At that time, the only people at the haunted house besides myself were Lance and Mr. Deacon. And if I can prove that the murder took place at the haunted house, then I can prove Lance's guilt in connection to the murder. He's alright by the end of the game? Okay. What now, Mr. Edgeworth? Agent Lang, I have a special request. Yeah? I'd like to prove to you that the scene of the crime was indeed the haunted house. Why in the world are you asking the werewolf for permission? Because I don't really have a choice if I want to find the truth. Alright, permission granted, but you're not in touch a single thing, got it? And that wouldn't be a problem. All that's important to me is that the truth be brought to light. It doesn't matter by who or how it's done, as long as it is. Sheena. I'm here. Put in the paperwork for the authorization immediately. Understood. I'll go get the Gatewater groups for approval. Who was that? No. Let's hold on for a second. There's no need to obtain approval. Mr. Romano? Agent Lang, if you would please take a look at this. What is this? Sheena. It's the deed to the haunted house. The deed? Read it out loud. Can he not read? Is that what he's, saying here? He's no Barrack, but he develops. Okay. Man, I miss Barrack and his leg-ups. Gatewater Land, Inc. hereby bequeaths the property known as the Haunted House to Mr. Romano for the lump sum of $1 million, paid in full in cash. What? As you can see, I am now the legal owner of the Haunted House. You kidding? When did you... And why did you buy it from a theme park? I ran into the owner of the park earlier. We made a deal most immediately. How quickly things move when you can prepare $1 million in the blink of an eye. That $1 million you paid, don't tell me it was... Oh, that's right. This disgusting suitcase belongs to you, doesn't it? I don't have any more use for it, so you may have it back now. You used the ransom money? And how dare you call it disgusting when it's mine? I mean, yes, you're right, but this seems rude. My Lance is a good boy. He even apologized for the kidnapping a bit earlier. And so I do believe that I'll forgive him. After all, he did return the ransom money. He also killed someone. That's why the things are the way things now are. So if you would please discuss things with me from now on. Discuss? What is there to discuss? Why, permission to enter the haunted house, of course. While we were busy listening to Lance's story, Mr. Romano was out there preempting us. Permission to search the haunted house is denied. End of discussion. Agent Lang, I want you to arrest that girl. And Miles, you should hurry on home now, my boy, before I really lose my temper. Mr. Romano definitely has the deck stacked in his favor here. What should I do? If I leave like this, the truth will be lost forever. Hold it. Oh no, to be continued. Well, we have a thief here right now. She could go in and break the law, because that's her job. How long have we been going for? 2 hours, 10 minutes. Oh boy. Now, I have a question. How much left do we have, and is it worth continuing? Because we're going over time at this point. And if there's still some left, I'd rather leave that for next time, so we can finish this off, and then possibly start the next case. But if I can finish it right now, and it won't take more than 5 minutes, or 10 minutes, then we can get to it. There's hardly any left. May as well do it. It's only Raffatron go, though. Everyone else in the chat, what do you think? Okay, I guess we'll do it. If it's not much, then that's fine. If I can't get permission to investigate the crime scene, then the truth will be lost. Hold it, hold it, hold it! Okay. Mr. Edwards, what are you doing spacing out for? Have you forgotten there's only one thing you should do at a time like this? And what is that? When the people are in a bind, the hero of justice appears to save the day. 10 to 20 max? Okay. Look, you just leave it to me. For I am K. Faraday, the second of the great Yakadagras. I can't say the word for now. But I thought you were a thief, not a hero. Yakagarasu is a noble, and is always a thief of justice. That's, of course. If we have enough information, I could recreate inside the haunted house with this. Plus, if we then factor in everyone's testimony, you can recreate exactly what happened when I dropped off the ransom money. We may be able to figure out some new information through this. It's worth a try. Asian Lang. So you want to use your little toy? Be my guest. Okay, hang on. You're about to witness the true power of a real modern-day Robin Hood. Detective Gumshoe. Is there a copy of the haunted house's blueprints among the police reference documents? Yes, sir. We got it just in time, just in case we need it for the kidnapping case. Alright, I'll input the haunted house data then. Whee! What is this? Where are we? We're inside the haunted house. Oh. Even if we can't inspect the real location itself, the path to the truth slumbers here. If I can successfully navigate my way using logic, I'll ultimately arrive at the truth. Now then, I believe I'm ready to investigate the crime scene. Okay, what should I recreate first? You haven't figured it out yet? Maybe I have, maybe I haven't, but I'm going to make you do all the hard work. Gee, thanks! Very well. I would like to inspect a moment in which I was ambushed by my abductor. The two of them were definitely in this place at that time. Why would they have the plans? They might have them because they were trying to check out all the underground passages. Because they said that the whole island or park has underground passages. So if any of them connect here, they might be like, oh, what if they used the underground passages to hide from us? And maybe get to one of the other buildings, you know? That's my assumption, anyway. The two of them were definitely in this place at that time. If I can verify that, I may provide me with new leads. I just had to come out into the hallway after leaving the money inside the dining room. At that time, I saw a badger slumped over by the floor at the end of the hallway. Eh? There's a blue badger doing all the way down there. She's just stupid, don't worry. I also thought it strange. However, I thought that maybe it was simply a mannequin that was set up there for atmosphere. Do you know which badger it was? No, it was too dark to tell, even though I can see a belt on it which narrows it down to 2. All I saw it was a silhouette. Huh. In that case, I'll just program a badger silhouette in there for now. Okay, programming complete. And then I started walking towards the exit. And that's when you were struck from behind, right? Yes. But that's odd. The hallway is a dead end. Where did your assailant come from? There's only one location I can think of. I believe my assailant was lying in wait here. Because we saw the cutscene. That doll I saw wasn't really a doll. It was, in fact, a costume kidnapper. Oh, so he used the costume as the perfect camouflage to blend in with the rest of the house. Precisely. He waited until I had made the drop-off and was about to leave. And then, just as he saw me take a step towards the exit, he stood and launched his attack. I can't think of a no better hiding place than this. Hey, not bad. I'm beginning to think I should steal this tactic for myself, so I can accost people. But just don't use it to do anything criminal, Kay. We're so small in comparison. Well, Lance, what are you asking me for? As one of the kidnappers, I figured I should give you the chance to confess first. I was one of the kidnappers, but I don't know anything. I am innocent. I did come up to this haunted house, but I never set foot inside. I left Oliver in charge of picking up the ransom money. He didn't set foot inside. Is he telling the truth or is this another lie? Alright, then you're claiming that it was Mr. Deacon who assaulted me. Yes, I'm sure it was him. Okay, put in the info now. Mr. Deacon was the bad badger, right? Since the bad badger has a gun attached to his right hand, I'll have to change it so the weapon is in his left hand. Now to verify the facts of this recreation. Oh no, I'm speaking like Kay. I'm hanging out with her too much. Whee! Hey, Gumshoe. I can't believe what I'm seeing, sir. This space is I'm standing in. It's like some crazy dream. Except that this isn't a dream. This is something Kay's gadget. No. Wait, this is exactly like a dream, sir. I've never been so impressed. It's a miracle. Someone sure is easily impressed. What do you mean easily impressed? This is high-tech technology here. I'm so glad you like it. Oh, so it's a product of your gadget? No, I wish I had one too. Well, once this is all over, I'll let you play with it a bit, see if you want. You do that for me, pal? Thanks. Alright, let's wrap up this case already. I'll let you play with my gun. It's times like these I wonder if they understand the seriousness of the situation. Thanks for letting us use Little Thief. Lang Z says, reject not those who seek the truth. So keep in mind that I'm not doing it for you, I'm doing it for this truth. But don't worry, I understand. We may have different methods, but our wish is the same. And then we became friends. So, have you noticed anything worthwhile? I have no obligation to talk with you. Well, I'm fine with just with Little Thief is solving the case. That toy is very well made. Haha! That's because it's the heart of the noble thief, the Yanagarasu. Hey, that might not be something you want to advertise to everyone. Huh. So, Sheena, what exactly... Oh, Sheena. What exactly is the source of the extra-dimensional space? I believe this is nothing more than projection from that girl's toy. So it's all an illusion, right? Yes. Hey, don't treat this like some sort of silly light show. Door. It's a replica of myself. You were totally oblivious to what was behind you, huh? Yes, I suppose I'm also to blame for what happened to me. It was incredibly dark, which was all the more reason I should have been more alert. I vow to never be caught by surprise again. I will always be hyper-vigilant. You didn't recreate the weapon. Well, I can't exactly recreate something I don't know nothing about. So tell me, what were you hit with? The attack came from behind, so I have no idea. But I doubt it was someone's bare hands. Gumshot will die for her. I know what you mean, Gumshoe. The attack came from behind, so I had no idea what it was someone's bare hands. Okay, then where were you hit? I was hit on the right side of my head, just above my temple. There was a bit of blood, but it wasn't anything serious. Ouch, sounds painful. Why are you smoking like that when you say it? It's just your imagination. Now, let's see. I wonder if there's anything in the hallway that could have been used as a weapon. I'm looking for something that culprit could have used.
Take that!
I have it. There was indeed one such object lying in this alley. A prop sword. What are you talking about? Are you talking about this thing here? Yes, although we did find it at the kidnapper's hideout. Wait, yes, it's possible that the culprit took it with him after using it on me. To leave no evidence behind, right? Correct. It may be worth a more thorough examination yet. Okay, so what do you want to run a test on this sword? Test with luminol. The culprit was wearing a costume at the time, so a fingerprint analysis is useless. Let's run a luminol test. It's possible that some of my blood found its way onto this. Agent Lang, may I ask you for your cooperation in this matter? Huh, like I have a choice. Sheena, call the lab boys. Understood. Except for a dab on the left side, it would appear that the blade is spotless. So it must have been the left side of the prop sword that hit you then, right? Okay, I'll update the recreation with this new piece of info. I won't rest until I inspected every nook and cranny. Is this but someone connected to the evidence I hold? I mean to press not do that first. And then in the next instant, this badger will swing his left arm complete with the weapon in hand. Yes, to clubbing with the left side of the prop sword. Shall I recreate the moment of impact? I want to see the pained expression on your face. It's just fine the way it is. Wait, maybe not. Is it just my imagination, or is something not quite right? Because if it was the left side of the weapon, it wouldn't be this way. Because it would be on the right side on the left. It's me. I have to say, it's rather embarrassing to see myself like this. Oh, so what were you thinking about at the time? I don't recall, but I would guess that I was thinking about the kidnapping. Really? 'Cause I don't think so at all. Your face practically screams, I'm about to get conked over the head. If I'd known that at the time, do you think I would have let myself be hit? You know, the Bad Badger's pretty bad looking when you see him up close. Well, what did you expect from a character named the Bad Badger? And those sunglasses, wearing them in the dark makes him seem extra bad. Now I'm lost. Which meaning of bad does she really mean?
Eureka!
According to this document, the victim was right-handed. Aha! So I guess I should change which hand is holding the weapon then.
Not so fast!
Hold on, you two. You didn't think I was going to ignore something like that, did you? What are you talking about, Mr. Edgeworth? You're not Edgeworth. Look, no interrupting when I'm about to have a little fun. Even if you change your recreation, you'll be wasting your time. It's not possible for that thing to behold something in its right hand, you know. But Mr. Edgeworth's logic is... What's that thing called? The Bad Badger? Just take another good look at its right hand. Oh, I forgot the weapon isn't in his right hand because there's already a gun in it. Precisely. You knew that already? Yes, and I also know that the Badger was holding the weapon in his right hand. Huh? Are you aware of what's coming out of your mouth? You just contradicted yourself. I have evidence, of course, proof that the culprit held the sword in his right hand. Sounds interesting. Alright, show me this evidence. This piece of evidence proves that the culprit held the weapon in his right hand when he struck.
Take that!
The answer is the weapon itself. Except for a bit of blood on the left side, the prop sword is absolutely spotless. However, if the culprit had used his left hand, the sword would be on the opposite side, or the blood. But the replica Bad Badger isn't holding the sword in his right hand. I don't know what's going on anymore. You really are stupid. It's like she's constantly saying, I don't know what's going on anymore, but I'm here for a good time. Giving up already? It's simple. If he can't hold the sword in his left hand... Alright. Then the one who struck me would not have been the Bad Badger. Are you paying attention, Lance? Deacon. Mr. Deacon could not have been the one who struck me. Which leaves only you as our primary suspect. Fine, it was me. I hit you. It appears that you lied to me yet again, but see how quickly they catch up to you, Lance. Wait, isn't Lance left-handed? Yes, but that's what makes the deception all the more interesting. He used his right hand to make it look like Mr. Deacon had been in the one to strike me. But you see, firing a gun with one's non-dominant hand is difficult. But that level of dexterity isn't required to swing a prop sword. Kay, please input the new data. The one who hit me from behind was Lance. Or should I say, the Proto-Badger. You got it. Here I go. Now we have a faithful recreation of the situation around the attack on me. Alright, all we have to do is examine this new recreation and...
Not so fast!
And what exactly is so funny, Agent Lang? An amusing little gadget sure packs a punch, right, Sheena? Yes, it is all I could do to hold my laughter in. Hey, don't make fun of little thief, you mean old werewolf. Here, Mr. Edgeworth, bring out the best in each other. You've had your little fun, but now it's my turn. I've sat quietly by, listening. But the crude conclusion you two keep spewing don't whet the wolf's appetite. Okay, end of case. What? There's no guarantee that your toy will always show the real situation at any given time. All it displays is whether information you put in there, right? Well, when you put it that way, your suppositions are wrong. It's not your fault, so I'm gonna let you in on this. There is a trick to this haunted house. And what that might be. What may that be, exactly? A trick beyond your tiny lad imaginations can produce. Sheena! Here you are. Now then, what you missed, girlie, is written right here in the pamphlet. The 7 wonders of the haunted house. The disappearing badger. The wrong voice. Wait. What is this? I'd say that someone around here is fond of theatrics. Gateway Land is full of mysteries. See if you can find and experience them all. The 7 wonders of the haunted house. The disappearing badger. Seeing is believing. And as you can see, there's a doll set down at the end of the hallway for that purpose. Basically, the blue badger you saw was just a stupid doll. But the guy just admitted that he did do this. How can this be? Guess that throws your whole theory out into being your attacker right out the window. But that can't be right. Maybe the culprit hit the doll somewhere. And then he laid down and pretended to be it instead. If the criminal couldn't hide himself in the hallway, how could he hide a giant doll? Huh. Do you get it now? Thanks to your presumptions. Your logic started off weak and led you to the completely wrong conclusion. And now get off your high horse. Mr. Edgeworth. Okay, I wonder if you could please input the new information for me. You don't know when to quit, do you? I can't quit, not until I declare that I've found the truth. Ancient Lang, for the additional information, you have my thanks. There you go again. We'll see if I care. Okay, I'm updating the recreation now. Magic school bus time, yay! It looks really weird. Look at how it changes from the blue badger into the pearl badger all of a sudden. If the slump over badger was just a doll, where was my attacker hiding? Well, that's what we're going to find out, right? So come on, Mr. Edgeworth, let's go. Yes, let's. This recreation can't be right, which means there must be a contradiction somewhere. Whee! Hello. This is where the pearl badger shows up in our recreation. Yes. Now the question is, where did he come from? Yeah, but there's no place to hide in our current model. There must be some inconsistency somewhere. Well, this wall looks very suspicious. When you take a look around, it almost feels more like a house of mirrors. Indeed, whoever has heard of this many mirrors inside a haunted house before? Well, at least we know that this was the real crime scene thanks to the mirror shards. Hey, wait! These shards, there's something different about them. Oh? These ones were found earlier are thicker than the shards from these mirrors on this wall. And look, there's some sort of design on the back too. The pieces from that costume are certainly different from the other mirrors. What does this mean? Could that be our pieces are not pieces of this mirror? Is it a mirror trick? Where it's a mirror at the end of the hallway that looks like there's something there, and then the mirror flips when you're not looking, so then it looks like the thing disappeared. Mirror fragments data updated. Nothing yet. I won't rest until I expected this doll. The blue badger is just a doll for his use in the haunted house. I bet the one who killed Blue Badger was the bad badger, right? According to the Blue Badger Bible, it's a Bible? It says here that they are each other's worst enemies. Hey, Matt the Shirt, welcome. Near the end of the case. It is. All because of one, an ally's justice, and the other's a vile criminal with a gun. Perhaps they were destined to just battle each other. Much like the Steel Samurai and the Evil Magistrate. This spot's somehow connected to the evidence I hold.
Eureka!
This is a complete contradiction to this piece of evidence. Well, maybe it's not in complete contradiction. Hold it, Mr. Edgeworth. Which is it? Is it a contradiction or not? Sorry, I don't quite know. There is something wrong with this scene, that much I know for sure. Or maybe it's just a trick of the eye. No, that can't be it. Let's finish looking around first. Pieces of armor are in a pile here. Why do you think all those always have a sets of armor inside haunted houses? I suppose this sort of interior design is meant to bring out a sense of the abnormality. Non-symmetry! Why do all your explanations have to be so hard to understand, Mr. Edgeworth? I'll try explaining it again, but this time so even a thief like me can get it. That may prove to be the most difficult task. Miss Pops, by my hand I will prove your innocence in the murder of Mr. Deacon. Therefore, please don't fret. I'll soon be over. Do you not trust me? That is... Your face is all beet red, Miss Pops. No, I can't. I have Lance. Lolly, don't tell me for that guy more than me. That's... Oh, why am I so pathetic? I'm so easily swayed by a single glance. What exactly is she going on about? I think you have another guilty person on your hands, Mr. Edgeworth. Miles, my boy, what is the meaning of all this? Do you plan to pay me back for all I've done for you with the conviction of my son? I have not forgotten my debt to you. However, son's crimes are a separate matter. Further, I cannot ignore the truth when it's straight before me. You will regret this, I promise you that. No matter the outcome, I will never regret the choices I make. You can lie all you want, but it will be for naught. Lance, as soon as I expose the truth, you will be placed under arrest. How can you do this, after all my dad has done for you? What your father has done for me is unrelated to the charges you face now. Unbelievable. No, you kind of sound like a bully right now, Mr. Edgeworth. How? I'm just pointing facts. If I'm not serious about this, he will never understand the true gravity of his crimes. I will not allow him to remain a child forever. Oh, excuse me. Now you sound like a dad. Alright, so it must be something to do with the dolly then, because I can't do anything else. That way. Wait a minute.
Eureka!
Hold on a second here. There's something wrong with this blue badger. Huh? Like what? The way the belt is on him is the opposite of how it should be. Did you make a mistake? It can't be. I inputted information data exactly as it was in the pamphlet. So then why is the blue badger dressed up in reverse? I knew I was right on the mirror thing. Kay, do you remember what you said earlier? What I said earlier about what? About how this building might be, as well, have been a house of mirrors. A house of mirrors? Oh, that would explain the reversed or mirror image. Yes, this blue badger might be nothing more than a reflected image of a real one. Then was the blue badger you saw just a reflection? When I looked down this hall, I thought it was perfectly straight. However, if there was a mirror... Oh, then it would actually be an L shape, right? Precisely. It was deceived. Or I was deceived. The hallway was almost pitch black. Well spotted. Thank you! Oh, I'm so glad someone appreciates my greatness. Wow. Okay, but yes, thanks. And there was a beam in the way that obstructed the view from the other hallway. Wait, but why build this place like that? It sounds pretty pointless to me. Okay, this house is just another attraction at an amusement park. They created a mirror wall for the very specific purpose, one I can point out to you. This was the reason they built the mirror wall. Is it just literally a mirror fragment? I don't get it. What's the connection between that and the mirror wall? It's up to you to deduce if there's a connection or not. What? Wait, that's your job. I should figure it out. I couldn't get away with that one. Alright, this house is one of the attractions here at this park. It should be pretty easy to reason out why they placed a mirror wall here. Whoops, not my badge. I really thought there'd be something here to say that. Oh, it says it here. Right.
Take that!
I was like, it's because it's the pamphlet. It doesn't tell you that it's the pamphlet. I thought they gave me a separate thing for it. As it's written in the pamphlet, the main draw of this attraction is the mystery of the disappearing badger. You mean they built the mirror on that trick alone? But you said that the badgers... You saw the badger, so it was definitely still there. That was true at the time, however. Doing this allows someone to make the blue badger disappear in a flash. To remove the reflective mirror image, simply move the mirror. First, the mirror was constructed so that it could be moved. And then beyond where the mirror was, an empty hallway had to be created. Oh, so when they wanted people to see the blue badger, then they would open the mirror. That's when they wanted to hide it. They simply had to close it again. This explains why the other side of these fragments have a design on them. Ah, and if that person is the same as the other walls in this hallway, then when the mirror is closed, it would blend in with the rest of the walls. This is the mirror trick that the haunted house employs. And this also proves the existence of a hiding place for the culprit. Huh? How so? Think about it, Kay. There was a place that was outside of my field of vision. The culprit get out of sight by hiding here.
Take that!
There was a very large blind spot that one could not see beyond, and it was here. If my assailant hid on the other side of the movable mirror, then you wouldn't be able to see him. He didn't even have to do anything to the blue badger doll. Exactly. All he had to do was wait for me on the other side of the mirror. Wait, hold on. I just had a thought of something. Yes? Well, shouldn't the mirror wall be broken right now in reality? Since we have a few shards of it, we can possibly assume it is. Yes, it almost certainly is broken. The question is, when was it broken? Since we found these inside the victim's costume, that would mean that the victim was there when the mirror was broken. Wait, that sound. Leave the money and go now. That sound I heard was most definitely the sound of a mirror breaking. Okay, I'd like you to input some new information. Don't scare me like that. Sorry, but I need you to recreate something for me. Sure, whatever you need. So what do you need, anyway? What do you need? If you could first recreate this hallway just before I enter the dining room. You got it. Now this, I believe, is how it was right before I entered the dining room. Although at the time I thought that it was but a single straight hallway. And then I went inside. It was around then I heard a sound of a mirror shattering. You heard what? Then, yes, I believe it was then that the mirror was broken. Okay, so when you stepped outside into the hallway again, the mirror wall should no longer exist. Okay, please recreate that. Got it. Wait, but with the mirror gone, the culprit lost his hiding spot. So where did he go in his proto-badger suit, Mr. Edgeworth? That's easy enough. With the mirror gone, he simply hid himself in the branch hallway. I think this about wraps it up. Looks like we finally solved everything. No, not yet. An even larger contradiction has now appeared its head. Or reared its head. Huh? Perhaps you did not notice, but this recreation contains a very troubling inconsistency. The inconsistency between what we saw and the recreation lies... here?
Take that!
Okay, take a good look at the end of the hall. Oh, there's no blue badger there. Exactly, the blue badger that I saw in reality is not here. This is the final point of the long chain of logic, the last remaining contradiction. I wonder what others on the outside see. Maybe a giant green dome or something. So let me get this straight. When you came out of the dining room, you saw a badger, right? And that is precisely where the final contradiction lies. Something about that shouldn't exist was there before me. Or what do you suppose it was? I believe this to be the real identity of our mystery badger. Now do I present the suit? The guy?
Take that!
The badger I saw was in actuality the dead victim's body. What? Agent Lang, the entirety of my complete logic is my final decisive piece of evidence. The murder happened in the hallway of the haunted house at the time of the drop-off, and you can consider the moment I heard the mirror breaking to be the real time of death of Mr. Deacon. Oh. Maybe it was due to their fighting, or perhaps it was the life-shattering bullet. But no matter what the cause was, the hallway mirror wall was broken. You think we're in the house at the time, right? Are you telling me that you missed the sound of a gunshot?
Objection!
There were a variety of sound effects playing at the time, all for theatrics, I assume. The gunshot must have blended right in. Costume or murder notes work. Okay. Yeah. And now then, I'd like you to recall something for me. Who was it that it was with the victim at the haunted house? Who was the one who had the opportunity to rob the victim of his gun and use it on him? And it was you, Lance Amano. You broke the chains. I'm sorry. It's not like I had a choice. Oliver turned on me all of a sudden. He snapped and turned violent right after I hung up on you. He shoved me to the ground and straddled me. Ooh. I fought back as hard as I could, grabbed his gun, and I shot him. The bullet must have went through his body and shattered the mirror. If I hadn't taken his gun and shot him first, I would be the one you found. He's a hardened criminal. He escaped from jail. See, that's justified self-defense. My boy was only trying to protect himself. That remains to be seen and will have to be resolved in court. Agent Lang, I believe the rest to you. As if you were the one in charge around here. Guys, arrest these two and get them out of my sight. Oh, wait, I had nothing to do with the murder. The only person you should be arresting is Lance. Immediately throws his son under the bus. It's like, wait, don't arrest me. Dad, Sorry, but you're not slipping away that easy, Ernest Amano. You tampered with the evidence so that you could cover for your son. What a great dad you are, willing to risk it all. Truly touching. By the way, do you know why I'm really here? And how could I possibly have known the answer to such an asinine question? You wooed me. I came all this way from across the sea just to see you, you know. You came to see me? What's that supposed to mean? I have a few things to ask you, Mr. Mano, about a case from 10 years ago. A case from 10 years ago? Oh, what's the name that you use here for that case? Sheena. It's known as the KG-8 incident. Oh, immediately. The KG-8 incident? Oh, so you remember it. Good. And you recall that the trigger in that case was the Amano Group scandal. Specifically, the charge of an internal smuggling ring. Smuggling. There's that word again. Lance continues to be the worst, yeah. No legitimate reason beyond, I shot him and it's not my fault, it's this woman's fault still. At the time, the person that was arrested, the ringleader, was Mr. Amano's very own secretary, Mr. Colin Deveray. Father? Even though you pushed the crime onto your thin secretary, Miss Deveray. I always suspected that you were involved with the smuggling ring, Mr. Amano. Mr. Deveray was arrested in place of you, which is why when you broke out, or he broke out, you hid him from the police, right? You hid him in exchange for his silence on your little dirty secret. No. Please calm down. I honestly have no idea what you're talking about. Pretend to be ignorant all you want. We're taking you down to the precinct anyway for a nice long chat. What the? Who the heck was that? It's you! When you were still alive! I'll take him from the precinct if you don't mind. Who the heck are you? I'm trying to remember how I did his voice. I know it was one of the Beatles. I'm Jack Sportman. I'm the prosecutor in charge of this case. Oh, Jack, thank goodness you're here. Don't jerk me around. Case 4 is probably the best case in the game. Ooh. This is an Interpol case, so keep your paws off my suspect. Sorry, but I can't comply. I've got the backing of the prosecutor's office. See, in this country... I don't know why I said it like that. In this country, prosecutors work with the police to bring in the cases to court. So if you couldn't please cooperate with me here, that'd be great. Now how about a handshake to seal the deal? Sorry, but I hate prosecutors, the whole lot of you. Guys, arrest the 2 suspects. Sir! Oh, I almost forgot. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth, is it? I'd like to thank you. Thank me? Yeah, for working so hard to fulfill my goal. Hey, is that any way to say thank someone? Or what the heck is that supposed to mean? You were so relentless with Lance that you forced Ernest to tamper with the evidence. Thanks to that, I finally have a legitimate reason to arrest him. So how does it feel to bite the hand that feeds you? The hand that feeds me? I'm not sure I follow. There's no use pretending with me. You're the one, right? You're the corrupt prosecutor that's working for Mr. Romano in the smuggling ring, right? And no, I would never do such a thing. What the heck? Our intel's never wrong. In your prosecutor's office, there's definitely someone working with the ring. So Agent Lang suspected my relation to Mr. Romano. That must be the real reason behind this antagonistic attitude. On top of that, your mentor was Manfred von Kammer, right? There were non-stop rumors flying around about forged evidence with that guy. You're not twisting the truth behind those closed courtroom doors, are you? The courtroom is a place where the truth is revealed. Well, don't worry if it's not only you. A whole lot of you can't be trusted. A prosecutor could never lost in 40 years. Every defendant found guilty. Fueled by that kind of thinking, is it any wonder that the courts produce nothing but falsities and lies? It would seem that this disdain extends beyond just me. Prosecutors, the courts. Why is this man so angry with us all? Well, you find out in Apollo Justice that everything was corrupt and they had to replace the whole system. And then they end up just dropping that whole system for the old one. Rest assured, the next time we meet, I won't be so forgiving. Double point, so don't you forget it. Please, wait. Agent Sheena. Why does Agent Lang hate all prosecutors so... Lang is the head of the long-honoured house of Lang in Zengfa. The heads of all police-related divisions in that country were of Lang blood. Were? Or what do you mean by that? Aren't they still? They were revered, but that was long ago. They don't hold that sort of sway anymore. And it was all because of the courts. How can that be? And why are we getting a dramatic monologue right now? A prosecutor once withheld and tampered with the evidence that one of the Lang detectives found. That evidence purity can be tarnished, and cost the Lang family its honor and trust. But not all prosecutors are like that. Even so, Lang will never respect the court again, or any prosecutor. I'm sure by the end of this game I'll persuade him that there is truth in the courts. Anyway, so Agent Lang is a man who hates all courts and is unwilling to forgive prosecutors. Man, what a piece of work. Man, what a piece of work that guy was. Come on, Jim. We better catch up. I never did his voice. Yeah. We still gotta deliver that thing to the old man after all. What about her? She took part in the kidnapping. Surely she should still get arrested. Detective Gumshoe, I believe it's time we wrapped up and headed out ourselves. Yeah. Are you going home, Mr. Edgeworth? No, I have done nothing but entangled in one mess after another since my return. If it's alright with you, can you drop me off at my office, where he was immediately involved in another thing that happened? No problem, sir. Excuse me. You forgot all about this? Yes? What is it? Thank you very much. Oh, it's okay. No need to thank me, pal. Just doing my job as a detective. I guess I was fooled pretty badly by Lance. Oh, cruel fate, what's a woman to do when she's been hurt by the one she loves? And to think I never realized my father was right there. I never said a thing to him. I knew it. I'm a failure. Oh, there she goes again, talking to herself. Miss Pops, I wonder if you know why your father participated in your kidnapping, or in the kidnapping. Detective today sucked. Edwards just shoots her. Okay. No, I have no idea. Wrong voice. Your father died while he was trying to stop Lance, which means that from the beginning he had no interest in the staged self-abduction. Wait, then why did he... I believe it was because of your presence, Miss Pops. Me? I forgot a lot of Agent L'Oreal's details. Who? Lance realized that the two of you were related, which is why he used you as a hostage to coerce Miss Deveray into cooperating. Father, as a felon, he could not tell you of his real relation to you. However, as the Amano family butler, at the very least, he was able to watch over you. It was all he could do, but that was the shape of his overflowing love for you. Go on, speak your mind. Daddy's... Thank you very much. I don't know why I went different voice there. You're welcome, although there's no need to thank me. No, Lauren, stop. I mean, this man's so much older than you. He's not. He's like in his 20s. Where is... Oh, no, she's 19. So, yeah, he would be in his 20s. So, yeah, maybe a bit too old. Until he earns it, he gets the eye game. Hee hee. Looks like you're completely stolen away, Mr. Edgeworth. Way to go, sir. Your technique is way beyond the level of a great thief. What are you going on about now? Wow, your deducing skills may be sound, but you have no street smarts. That's Mr. Edgeworth for you. Yeah, I mean, he still hasn't figured out who I am at all. If you haven't remembered in all this time, I guess I'm gonna just have to say it. This isn't the first time we met, you know. Think he's nearly in his 30s, maybe? What do you mean, pal? Mr. Edgeworth? How do you know this girl? Huh. Looks like you totally forgot me too, Gummy. Gummy? He's got a gun! Get down! Here, maybe this will jog your memory. I promised I'd return to you one day, remember? That's... Memories! They're coming back! The horror. That single peak of cloth took me back far into my past. To that fateful day 7 years ago, when I first met the then-child Kay. Women don't register and Detective Gumshoe. How far back are we going? The end. Forever. No more games. Save. Yay. Complete. Save again. Complete turnabout reminiscence. The kidnapped turnabout. Gumshoe with his hair! Right. We usually do previews for this, but we went a bit over time, and to be honest, I want to be surprised by what happens here. So I'm going to wait, because it sounds like we might be going into the past, and I want to wait and see what happens in the past. So we might leave it as a cliffhanger kind of thing. So yeah, that's where we'll stop. New items. Okay. Exit game. That is where we will stop for today. We shall pick this up on Thursday. Oh wow, it's almost been 3 hours. Yeah, definitely time to stop. We are going to pick this up on Thursday. Tomorrow, though, I'll be back with more Ghost of Tsushima, where we will be doing more of the DLC of that. But that's it for today. So thank you all for joining, everyone. Hope you all enjoyed today's stream. We shall... I hope to see you all next stream, either tomorrow or Thursday, for more of this. As usual, be sure to like, follow, subscribe, all that bell notifications so you know when I next stream. If you like what I do, there's links to Patreon and tips. And if you do become a patron, you can add to the patron list here, where I give you a shout out of every stream, like I do with Hiro Kuni and the Swordmaster 37. And thank you for the continued support. I really appreciate you all. And yeah, we proved that the rich guy killed the unrich guy to be rich. Right? I don't know why they couldn't just pay him off if the guy was in on it. He's just like, yeah, I'll just ask my dad to pay off this loan. Like, they never really explained why he did any of this. But it's whatever. But yeah, I hope to see you all next time. Again, thank you all for joining. I hope everyone enjoyed today's stream as usual. And thanks for sticking with me and keeping me fun. So yeah. Until next time, y'all, have a nice rest of the day, and I'll see you all either tomorrow or Thursday. Till then, bye-bye. Bye, Matt the Shirt. Bye, Refashan, if you're still here. No, you are still here. I meant to say Swordmaster. Swordmaster if you're still here. And Refashan. Until next time, bye.